love this song. I can't help but dance to it. I don't know what it is about this title screen that just makes it dance. Just catch a beat. Catch a beat. Hello everybody, and welcome to another fun night of Danganronpa. And tonight we will be continuing our story. I don't know if I'll be going very long tonight. I will make my best attempt to at least get through the second class trial. That is where we ended off last night. At that point, we had just discovered, well, not at the class trial. I lied. I'm sorry. We had just discovered a body. A body. And as I load the game, we shall see it. We shall see the body. Poor Fujisaki had been crucified for whatever reason. And it is an odd sight. It is an odd death, an odd sight. I had not expected her to be the next to die. But here we are. Yet another murder has been committed. Let us begin our investigation. Hold on a second.
No.
It looks like something's been written on the wall. Aren't you curious about that? Writing on the wall. I was actually trying to talk to Wada. Wada! He doesn't want to let me talk to him. There's something I want to look at before I examine the dumbbell. Okay, I guess I have to look at the wall. Fine. Yes, I know what it says there. It says bloodbath fever. The phrase "a bloodbath fever" is written on the wall in blood. It's not a dying message, but it is extremely strange. I feel like I've heard this somewhere before somewhere. Bloodbath fever, written in blood. A villainous homicidal maniac with a brutally demented modus operandi. He always leaves a message written in the victim's blood. Bloodbath fever. He chooses his victims at random and without warning. Even the police can't find a pattern. The internet has dubbed the suspect of these serial murder cases Genocider Show, dude! Genocider Show. The homicidal maniac who has the public in a fury. His MO is brutal and demented. There are no words to describe how maniacal and perverse he is. So, someone mimicked Genocider Show's murders? But why? Either that, or this is the work of the real Genocider Show. The real thing? You mean one of us is Genocider Show? No way! I'm more awed how many loose screws one would need to come up with a phrase like bloodbath fever. Indeed, there's nothing more problematic than a mentally unstable killer. Hey! What now? It's Fukawa. Azina raised her arm to point at the changing room door. And there stood Fukawa, having arrived after everyone else. No! Why? 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 She collapsed, dude! I did not like the sound she made when she did. Fukawa! Hasina rushed over to Fukawa's fallen body and began shaking her shoulders. Are you okay, Fukawa? Hang in there! I do seem to recall her mentioning the fact that the sight of blood causes her to pass out. Hemophobia. She must not be able to watch horror movies. Isn't this like kind of a problem, dudes? Sleeping outside your room's against the rules, ain't it? She should be safe. The rules only prohibit deliberate use of any other room to sleep. Well, passing out ain't deliberate, so I'd say we're A-okay here. Fukawa, can you hear me? Hey, is anybody in there? Almost as if in response to her words, Fukawa jumped to her feet. She jumped to her feet, but the strange absurdity of her motion knocked me speechless. She leapt straight up while still lying down, changed her orientation in the air, and landed on her feet. The movements were ridiculous and unnatural, like they paid no heed to human anatomy. Huh? What? Sorry, I was so surprised I blacked out. This happens, you know. Or is it just me? Fukawa, are you alright? Totally fine. Totally fine. Hey, look, it's a body. Look, it's dead. Yeah, she hit her head pretty bad, dude. The world is made up in fronts and backs, 9 fronts and 9 backs like truths and lies. You're kind of scaring me. And you're not talking like usual either. Don't worry about it. Actually, I call it a stroke of good luck. But I don't have the accursed stutter anymore. Aha! I figured it out. You are not okay. Your eyes are strangely vacant. It'd probably be best to escort her to her room. I'll do it, but would someone give me a hand? Someone ask for a hand? What do you say, Ishimaru? What? I've been ignored! Alright, then you take care of her, and the rest of us will get started on the investigation. Does anyone have a problem with Ugami and Uwada handling security like last time? Hold on, wait. First off, investigation? This wasn't the work of the puppet master. The last one should have made that perfectly clear. Chihiro Fujisaki was unquestionably murdered by one of us. Isn't that right, Monokuma? Bingo! But there's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly normal. I mean, those are the rules for graduation. Then it happened again? You're saying it happened again? That one of us killed one of our friends? Oh, you getting scared again? Damn, man, you's all got some tiny ass balls in here. Is that tiny too? Should we compare? Not that I actually have one. Enough fooling around. You came to give us something, didn't you? I most certainly did. You should be getting used to this by now. I've got copies of the Monokuma file too for everyone. Alrighty then. Catch you cats later. Best of luck with your investigation. Investigation? You mean we have to go through that again? We have to examine our friend's body? We have to suspect one another? I can't do it. I can't handle going through that again. I'm with Hina. I don't want to do it. I'm out of here. And where would you go? You cannot escape from this. How about you get the hell over it already? Blood is just liquid, and a dead body is nothing but an object. Well, aren't you just Mr. Gung-Ho? And why the hell wouldn't I be? I'm dead if I don't figure out who killed her. Well, yeah, you're right, but I need time to... What? Do you want to die? Then do it, and do it quick. You're wasting precious oxygen. You just call that body an object? That kid, Fujisaki, is not a fucking object, and I will not let you get away with your disrespect. Don't jump down each other's throats. Togami isn't necessarily incorrect. Kirigiri! Our lives are in danger if we don't solve this murder and find out who killed Fujisaki. And if Togami's theory is correct, and Genocider Sho really is the culprit, we could have more bodies in our hands if we don't do something. Not just more bodies, we could potentially all become victims. Oh, fear not, fear not! For our academic coliseum, a single villain is allowed to kill a maximum of 2 people. Huh? Was that in the rules? As of right now, it sure is. If one person went around killing a bunch of people, you guys wouldn't get to enjoy life here very long. The school rules have been modified. You can verify the changes from within your electoral ID. Then why not set the limit to 1? Because, as far as mystery stories go, serial killer on the loose in the academy has a nice ring to it. One victim does not a serial killing make. Farewell for real this time. I'll be seeing you again soon for the class trial. I don't much understand his logic, but if 2 is the limit, then that means at most one of us could fall victim to the killer. What a shame that would be. We'd best find the culprit before that happens.
You can shut your fucking trap.
Anyway, me and Ishimaru are going to escort Fukawa to her room. Get this good, Ed! We should get started on the investigation too. We don't have time to waste dilly-dallying. If we cannot ascertain who murdered Chihiro Fujisaki, the rest of us will be executed in her place. She's right. I hate this. I don't want to do it, but if I want to stay alive, if I want to make it through this with everyone, I have no choice. First, I should see what the Monokuma file has to say. Victim, Chihiro Fujisaki. Time of death, approximately 2 a.m. The corpse was discovered in the women's changing room on the 2nd floor of the school building. The cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head. Death occurred instantaneously. That's all. That's all the information he's giving us. Complaining isn't going to get me anywhere, though. Whether I like it or not, I've got to do this. Load a Murakuma File 2 into your lecture ID. You can find it in the ammunition menu. Hey, Naegi. You have a second? Huh? You need me for something? Of course. How dull would your life be if you were never needed? Okay. What can I do for you? Help with my investigation. Huh? I'm enlisting your aid. The aid of the man who solved Sayaka Maizono's murder. Solve? I chose you because you're someone I can make good use of. You will help with my investigation. He's pressuring me pretty hard for what I thought was supposed to be a request. Let's begin. Hold on. Shut up and get to it. We don't have time to screw around. I'm not entirely sure what just happened. It looks like Togami and I are working together or something. There's blood spatter on the poster. It must have happened when the killer attacked Fujisaki. There's a fresh-looking blood stain on the carpet. This must have happened during the murder. There's a dumbbell on the floor. And there's blood on it. There's blood on the dumbbell. The Monokuma file says her cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head, which would make this dumbbell the murder weapon. So that's the only reasonable conclusion. Loaded dumbbell into your electro ID. You can find it in the ammunition menu. Look at. This is about the last thing I care to think about right now. Fun. Actually look at the body itself. All the life is drained from her body. All that's left is her corpse. Fujisaki's corpse. The more I look at it, the more bizarre it seems. So this is Genocider Show's work. But we haven't concluded that Genocider Show is responsible? Is that what you're trying to say? I wouldn't be so sure about that. The phrase bloodbath fever is written on the wall in blood. What the heck does bloodbath fever even mean? It means Emerath can't speak words good. It means security camera. The puppet master must have been watching as it happened, as Fujisaki was murdered. And yet, he's still making us go through all this. I guess I talked to everybody. She's thoroughly investigating Fujisaki's corpse. In fact, she's even touching her body. What a strange woman to be able to touch a corpse, and to do so with a straight face. Looks like she's pretty focused on her work. She didn't so much as bat an eye at Tagami's comment. More investigating, less chatting. Yes, Mom. I can hardly believe Fujisaki was murdered in this very changing room. I was here just yesterday. I do wonder why she was killed in the changing room of all places. Actually, no. It is also possible she was killed somewhere else and brought here after the fact. Indeed. She is rather light. It would not be difficult to move her body after killing her. However, I believe she brought herself here on her own 2 feet. What makes you think that? These past few days, she frequently spoke of wanting to strengthen her body. So you think Fujisaki came here to work out? But the Monokuma file says she was killed at approximately 2 a.m. Would she really be working out that late? She was likely trying to avoid running into Asahina or myself. We often work out here during the day. She was avoiding you? Both Asahina and I invited her to work out with us on numerous occasions, but she always refused. I can only assume she was avoiding us. So she came here to work out by herself, in the middle of the night? I find it hard to believe she was alone. She wanted to start working out, but she said she was unable to do so by herself. She said she wanted someone to assist her. So you're saying Fujisaki came to the changing room to work out in secret in the middle of the night. And she didn't come alone? It is a possibility. Alright, Ugami's got a point. But, I don't know. It seems weird to me.
That kid had one hell of a complex about being weak.
You heard, didn't you? Always saying, I gotta get stronger. I do remember her saying that, yeah.
Kid was trying to build some muscle, get stronger, and then this.
Though, was there really any need for her to get stronger in the first place? You said it yourself. There's nothing wrong with girls being weak.
Beats me. I don't know everything that was going through that kid's head.
I'm kind of curious where the source of Fujisaki's complex lies. Alright, let's get moving. Huh? Already?
Nanda.
We're not going to learn anything by staying put. We need to examine this case from many different angles. I get that, but if you understand, then start moving. He's more than a little pushy, huh? It's like he thinks he has me on a leash. I guess telling you to do what you're going to do anyway can be interpreted that way, but oh well. Alright, we'll investigate here next. Huh? Does this room have anything to do with the murder? Use your head. Where's the fun in relying on others for everything? I like relying on others for everything. It makes things easier in life. I don't have to think about things. I don't like thinking about things. Thinking makes my head hurt. Stop making me think about things, Sagami. You're mean. There's all sorts of swimming equipment here, but I'm guessing none of it was used in the murder. There's a gun. Fujisaki was killed by... definitely not this. She'd be full of holes if she had been. As I recall, you need to use your Electro ID on this card reader to open the door, don't you?
Nanda.
Is there something you're not sure about? Then why don't you ask Monokuma directly? As soon as the words left his mouth, Kagami clapped his hands twice. I may be of service! Has Tagami tamed Monokuma?
So.
It seems Naegi has a question for you. Sure, what's up? About these card readers. The card readers only respond to you guys' Electro IDs. But watch out, you can only enter the changing room that corresponds to the Electro ID's owner's gender. You also said it was impossible for two people to enter together, did you not? Any sexual terrorists attempting to do so will find themselves with far more orifices than they can fill, courtesy of Mr. Gatling Gun up there. It's also against the rules to lend your Electro ID to someone else, isn't it? Yeah, we see. If that's the case, then only girls can enter the women's changing room, and only guys can enter the men's. Which is to say, since we found Fujisaki's body in the women's changing room, oy vey, I can see right through you, Naegi. You can see through me? This is what you were thinking, isn't it? Since the corpse was discovered in the women's changing room, the culprit had to have gone inside.
つまり
In other words, one of the girls killed her.
不眠ね
But you're just reaching for the low-hanging fruit. Is that wrong? Take a good look. Take a good, close look at the school's rules. This is what they say. You are forbidden from lending your electro ID to anyone. The rules prohibit the act of lending, but not borrowing. Yo-ho-ho! I'd expect no less from a child of the Takami group. You found a loophole in the rule! This is you we're talking about. I'm sure you left the loophole on purpose to make things more interesting. Ooh, you didn't even break a sweat. You're kicking all sorts of ass today. Here's a freebie. Not only can the dead not defend themselves, they don't even count as people. If you catch my drift. Hold on. You said there was a loophole. But doesn't borrowing someone's electro ID also count as them lending it to you? Yawn. You're making me sleepy. Take a cue from Togami over here and put a little punch into your words. As punishment, I'm giving you the cold shoulder. Q&A is over. Think for yourself.
まあいいだろ
I suppose I have no choice. My slightly disappointing partner in crime. I'll explain in his stead. Come on. We're going to the entrance hall. The entrance hall. You'll see when we get there. Okay. Well, here we are. What is it you wanted me to see here, Togami? I guess I'm on my own. The door is blockaded by an enormous slab of metal adorned with some strange looking machines. There's a letterbox here. Maybe there's something inside. Are these electro IDs? Not just one, but 3. Why here of all places? Sounds like you found them. What? You knew these were here? I just recently happened upon them myself. It seems electro IDs are returned to this letterbox when their owners die. So you're saying these electro IDs belong to Inoshima, Kuwata, and Maizono? You have eyes. Use them. I grabbed one of the electro IDs and tried turning it on. Saka Maizono. You were right. This is Maizono's electro ID. Now, do you understand what we meant when we were talking about the loophole in the rule? Yeah, I think so. Take a good close look at the school rules. This is what they say. You are forbidden from lending your electro ID to anyone. The rules prohibit the act of lending, but not borrowing. This is what he was talking about. Load electro IDs load electro IDs into your electro ID. It's electro IDception! Ah! My brain! What happened? Something wrong?
妙だな
That's strange. One of these electro IDs won't boot up. You mean it's broken? Whose is it? The electro ID says it belongs to Junko Inoshima. So that means the broken one is Kuwata's?
なるほどな
In that case, I'm not surprised with how many baseballs it had slammed into it. Slammed with baseball. The memory of that moment came rushing back. Of the horrid execution that took his life. Of that tasteless production of the puppet master made. Of the end of a human being's life. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me either if it broke after all that. Whoa, whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa! Whoa! What's your problem? Your electro ID is a key item integral to your life here in the academy. So don't go thinking smacking it around with a few balls or anything is gonna break it. But it actually... I said it won't, so it won't! It can easily withstand having a 10-ton anvil dropped on it, and 100 meters below sea level is cake. Doesn't matter how many baseballs you throw at it, it's not gonna break. No way, Jose! However, even the almighty Electro ID has one weakness. Weakness? That's classified. Can't have you going around breaking yours because I blurted it out.
なんだ
So Kuwata unwittingly stumbled upon this weakness and broke his Electro ID? Who knows? If you ask me, I don't think his Electro ID is broken. Who knows though? And then Monokuma disappeared, leaving us to ponder the meaning of his extremely suggestive commentary. What was that all about? Monokuma says Kuwata's Electro ID isn't broken, but we have it right here and it won't start up. It's not all that important. At the very least, it doesn't have anything to do with the murder. Is it really irrelevant? Something tells me that might not be the case. Loaded broken Electro ID into your Electro ID.
Double Electro ID-ception!
You can find it in the ammunition menu. Well, that should do it for the preliminary work. I say it's time we start doing some real investigation. Ripping the mask off this psychopath. You mean, whoever killed Fujisaki? Not exactly. What? Not exactly? What you talking about? What do you mean, not exactly, Tagami? Well, yes, I do want to find the culprit. To be more precise, what I really want to do is uncover Genocider Sho's real identity. So you really think Genocider Sho killed Fujisaki? Of course I do. There's no doubt in my mind the culprit is Genocider Sho. Genocider Sho is a homicidal maniac, right? Who else would it be? He's a villainously brutal and demented serial killer. He chooses his victims at random and without warning. The police can't find a pattern. The internet has dubbed the suspect of these serial murder cases Genocider Sho. The idea that his victims number in the thousands is obviously just an urban legend. But still, you're saying one of us is that psychopathic killer? Precisely. But that's insane! I have undeniable proof, and I'm going to show that to you. Well, then do it! What do you mean, not exactly, Tagami? I can say, with certainty, the Genocider Sho is somewhere in this building. With certainty? Really? When we're done here, I'm going to take you somewhere and show you proof. That it was Genocider Sho who killed Chihiro Fujisaki. Proof? Does he actually have proof? Hey, guys! There's trouble. Help! We're busy. Get out of here. It's an emergency! An emergency! Help, please! Oh, Jesus. It's an emergency! An emergency! Help, please help! Asahina, relax. But it's an emergency! What's the emergency? Fukawa's in trouble. She's acting funny. Actually, she's been acting funny. What do you want to do, Togami? Tuko Fukawa, huh? I'm a little concerned about her. Let's go see how she's doing. Are you sure? Don't make me repeat myself. I have to say, I didn't expect that. I totally thought he'd blow her off. Come on, hurry, hurry! Hold on, Asahina. Looks like she was heading for the dorms. Probably Fukawa's bedroom. Got it. Asahina said Fukawa has some sort of emergency. Heard it. Sheesh, you guys are such slowpokes. You're just too fast. So, what's the problem? After what happened in the changing room, me and Ishimaru brought Fukawa to her room to rest. A little while later, I thought I'd check up on her. But she was acting kind of strange. She absolutely refused to leave her room, and she was mumbling all sorts of weird things. What do you mean, weird? Why don't you try talking to her yourself? Alright. Guess I'll just try the bell. The door slid open without a sound. Whoa. The negative aura that spilled through the crack in the door almost knocked me off my feet. What? Well, Asahina was worried about you because you blocked yourself. Leave me alone. Huh. Could you at least open the door for me? I won't let her run free. Huh? I will not let Genocider Show run free. She slammed the door in my face. What? She was like that when I came by earlier, too. I'll banish that accursed homicidal maniac. I have no idea what she was going on about. But I was scared to just leave her like that, so I tried forcing the door open. But it looks like she's barricaded the door. I couldn't get it open any further. Fukawa is so frightened she's barricaded herself in her room. Does she have the same idea as Togami? That it was a serial killer Genocider Show who murdered Fujisaki? I think she thinks she is Genocider Show. Or she is, who knows? Is that why she's so scared? I'm really worried about her. I wonder if there's anyone who can talk her out of there. There's someone. Hey, Togami. Your lover wants you to speak with her and make her feel better. Want to do it? Want to do it? I think you want to do it. Hey, Togami, would you mind giving it a shot? See if maybe you can convince her to leave her room? I suppose. Huh? You'll try talking to her, Togami. I'm surprised. You actually can be nice sometimes. Without a word, Togami approached the door and placed his finger on the intercom. A few moments later... Leave me alone! For God's sake! Togami! It's Togami. I'm so sorry. I couldn't keep a promise. But you don't need to worry. I won't let her run free. I won't let Genocider Show run free anymore. And then she closed the door. Even Togami couldn't do it. There's nothing we can do about it. Let's get back to the investigation. Hold on a second. What did Fukawa mean by our promise? Promise? Hell if I know. Probably just another one of her delusions. But I said I don't know. Let Asahina deal with Fukawa. Yeah, okay. I'll stay here and keep an eye on her. Let's go. Without even waiting for a response, Togami started walking away. Togami! I frantically pursued him. No matter how many times I tried calling to him along the way, he didn't so much as look back at me, let alone respond. He simply marched forward, not stopping until he reached his destination. The library? What are you waiting for? Go inside. Hey, is there really proof here that Genocider Show is responsible for Fujisaki's murder? Don't make me repeat myself. Stop it. You're not going to learn anything from a desk lamp. You have to piss him off. That's what I'm going to do with television. It's not going to find any evidence here. But I wanted to look at the desk lamp. What about books? Nothing here. Try there. Try again. There's nothing there. Try again. The door? You never did let me go in the door. It's probably in there. As I recall, this door leads to the archives, right? Go on in. So the proof is here. You'll see. I don't think I've ever actually been in here. Holy, that's a lot of documents. And this place takes Dusty to a whole new level. I believe you'll find there's enough valuable information in this room to warrant putting up with the dust. Well, I guess I better get started. It's an empty wooden box. From the markings in the dust, I guess there used to be something here. You know what used to be in this box? There was an extension cord in there. I brought it to the library. An extension cord. Another desk lamp! Hey, I recognize this desk lamp. It's just like the one Togami was using in the other room.
Nanda.
It's a lamp. What of it? There was another one of these here that I brought into the library proper. The lighting is so dismal in there, so it's necessary to read. This shelf is packed edge to edge with files. I reached out and picked one at random. A fine choice. Huh? That's a copy of the case file from a certain country's national archives concerning the assassination of one of their presidents. They're planning at long last to unveil it 30 years from now. Just don't come running to me when you become a target for learning that information early. I silently returned the file that was placed on the shelf. Jeez, Togami, way to ruin the mood. The shelf is full of notebooks and folders. I wonder what's in them.
Yamero.
Those files are dangerous. Dangerous? That shelf contains detailed data on the people who run the world. Its info civilians should never know. You mean, like, about members of the Diet? I mean the people controlling them. The true ruling class. If you don't mind being erased, go ahead, take a look. You'll find a lot of surprising names in there. You're joking, right? Care to find out? Just to be safe, I'll abstain. Camera. I can only just barely catch the camera. Man, there are even cameras in here? So it must be behind Togami then. The bookshelf is packed tight with thick files. Allow me to give you a word of warning before you decide whether or not to look at those. That shelf contains hundreds, if not thousands, of case files, crime scene photos and all, including some that a normal person wouldn't be able to handle seeing. Just a warning. What do you mean, unable to handle? Every single one of those are cold case files. Internal, confidential police documents that would, under normal circumstances, never see the light of day. Huh? So, have you come to appreciate how extraordinary these archives are? This room is the reason I was so interested in the library. Confidential police and government documents, things that would never be available publicly, fill the room. It's glorious. You weren't joking? You have this terrible habit of deciding things must be false if they don't fit your view of reality. I have no idea how you can even expect me to believe all this is real. And anyway, who could have collected all this? And how could they have done it? Either Kibugamine Academy is just that influential, or the puppet master just didn't want me getting bored. I can't do it. I can't keep up with him. This is just too outrageous. What? Do you still not believe me? I'd like to know how you can. Any normal person couldn't. What is normal? Normal, average, simple, they do not exist. If you can't comprehend that, you can't possibly understand the fundamental precepts of this world. My ears are starting to hurt. You're also basing your comment on what you consider common sense. Don't apply your pedestrian common sense to someone in my position. The documents are here, without question, legitimate. Having seen them before, I can attest to that. Wait. You've seen these before? But these are all highly classified documents, aren't they? Then why? My house has a reading room in it much like these archives, though it's not nearly as small and dusty. What? Members of the Togami family have full, unrestricted access to government data. And not just domestically either. Why? How? Do you remember what I said earlier about the true ruling class? The Togami family is part of that. Noble blood flows through my veins. blood that will, one day, have me sitting at the top of the world. As one of the rulers, it is necessary for me, too, to have a vast wealth of knowledge about the world. So whenever I had the time, I would read whatever documents or records interested me. And that is why I can say with absolute certainty that the files here are unquestionably real. This is no longer a question of whether I believe or not. I'm starting to think Togami is infinitely more terrifying than the Puppet Master. The things that interested me the most were the police case files for unsolved crimes. Ever since I was young, one of my hobbies has been looking at unsolved case files. It was a great way to work my mind, and I solved more than a few cases while I was at it. Lately, there's been one case I've had a particular fascination with. The Genocider Show serial killings. As we spoke, Togami pulled a single file from one of the shelves.
So,
This is that file. Every report filed on the Genocider Show case is right here. Because there's so much of it, I'll just give you a summary of the most important information. To start off, there are two unique characteristics to the Genocider Show murder. First, Genocider Show always writes bloodbath fever in the victim's blood somewhere on the crime scene. And second, Genocider Show's victims are all crucified. The phrase bloodbath fever in the victim's blood and crucifixion, that's just like what happened to Fugisaki. Hold on to your surprise. The interesting part has yet to come. The second characteristic, that he crucifies his victims, is only known to those at the very highest levels of law enforcement. The media hasn't been given that information. What? What I'm saying is, his bloody calling card is public knowledge, and anyone can find out about it. But only the upper echelon of the police and Genocider Show himself know about the crucifixions. Now, back to Fujisaki's body. She was, as I recall, propped up as if she had been crucified. So the question becomes, how did the killer know that particular detail of Genocider Show's MO?
so,
And that's where the problem lies. But there's an easy answer. The culprit was not a copycat, but Genocider Show himself.
つまりだ。
This is my proof that someone here is actually Genocider Show. Then it's true? Someone here is a demented serial killer?
面白い。
This case has gotten rather interesting, hasn't it? Who would have expected we had an infamous homicidal maniac participating in this game? I suggest you look over this file yourself, Naegi. I'm sure you'll find plenty of useful information in it.
いいね。
If you come begging and crying, I'll consider showing it to you. I'm not about begging and crying, but I like to see it. Hey Togami, do you mind if I take a look at that? The Genocider Show case file.
まあいいだろう。
You are neither begging nor crying, but I suppose I can let you off easy. You can look at it as much as you want here, but you cannot take it out of this room. With my nerves on high alert, I looked through the file from Togami and began flipping through it. My hand stopped. When it came to a page containing a series of crime scene photos, names and pictures of Genocider Show's victims filled page after page. Ken Harada, 32, Tetsuo Honda, 17, Daku Shoji, 23, Issei Kano, 14, Takeshi Yoshida, 30, Nataru Komatsu, Takafumi Guru, Yuji Inada, Osamu Tsuji, Nashio Uchida, Masamune Takashi, and so on. At the very least, I've learned that every single one of these numerous victims are killed and crucified in exactly the same manner. In addition, he always leaves the message bloodbath fever in the victim's blood at the scene. Take a look at the next page. I'm sure you'll find what's written there very interesting. The next page. Suspect profile. Murders either occur late night on weekdays or during the afternoon or evening on weekends. Most frequently occur in the early afternoon on weekends. Based on the above information, we believe the suspect is, with high degree of probability, a a student. Additionally, we have evidence showing the suspect remains at the scene for extended periods of time, and then flees from the scene in a panic, as there have been no reported sightings of the suspect. It appears he exhibits his peculiar behavior irrespective of any external influences. Based on this apparently illogical, inconsistent behavior, we hypothesize the suspect has a severe case of dissociative identity disorder.
つまり
In short, we're saying it's possible Genocider Show is someone who has multiple personalities. Multiple personalities? Like the sort of thing you see on TV? And once again, things have started losing touch with reality. But everything else I've heard leading up to this has been far, far more unbelievable. Does the fact that this doesn't seem quite so strange mean I'm becoming desensitized to absurdity?
行くぞ
Alright then, let's get going. Huh? Get going? Going where? Out of here. We don't have any more business. Hey, hold on a second. Tagami! And yet again, I found myself chasing Tagami as he walked off without me. Getting tired of this guy. Okay, well, I'm done with you now. I have other business to attend to before the class trial. Huh? Already?
お前の相手をしている暇は
We
な
thought
い
we'd be together forever. Spare me the imposing misunderstandings, would you? The rest of your investigation is on your shoulders.
じゃあな
See you at the trial. And with that, he disappeared from my sight. He recruited me out of the blue, and then he fired me just as suddenly. Part of me feels like I just got dragged around by the collar. There's no denying that, thanks to him, I've gained a lot of valuable information. The Insider show, the villainous serial murderer responsible for Fujisaki's death is apparently one of us. Somehow, I've got to figure out who that is. And to do that, there are a few places I need to go. First is the scene of the crime, the women's changing room. I should also check out the men's changing room. Next, some of the others might have information I don't. So I should try talking to them too. Man. Check out the men's room. I haven't gotten there yet. How do I teleport? Oh. Well, fine then, game. I'll walk. Dun dun dun! Yamada has acquired evidence pointing to the culprit. Oh, Yamada levels up. Yamada gains 42 int. Evidence pointing to the culprit. What did you find? I can't say just yet. All I can say is this evidence will, beyond a shadow of a doubt, vanquish the murderer. Does he really have something that conclusive? Ah, yes, yes. In addition, Master Celestia Ludenberg is claiming to have witnessed something. She witnessed something. What did she see? She would not share. Perhaps this is a grade school case of teasing one's love interest. What say you? Where did you say Celeste was? I seem to recall she may or may not have been in the dormitory storeroom. So which is it? Have a look later. There's a mysterious stain on the carpet. What could have caused this? Whoa, wait a minute. Hey, this is a poster of the boy band Tornado. They're really popular with teenage girls. So it kind of feels out of place here in the men's changing room. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The poster switched. What's going on here? first glance, the blood on the poster is what catches your eye. But looking closer, this poster of a bussy supermodel feels kind of out of place here in the women's changing room. Wait, the poster in the other room. Yeah, something's not right here. A poster of a famous boy band in the men's changing room. And a poster of a bussy supermodel in the women's changing room. Could someone have switched the posters? If so, who? And for what reason? I should see if someone who spent a long time in one of the changing rooms knows something. Hello, Kirigiri. Hey, Kirigiri, how's your investigation coming along?
Hey.
I'm about done.
だけど
But I should get going. I have other things I need to be doing. Other things? You mean aside from the investigation? Like what?
そう
Never mind that. You should just focus on solving this murder. But
じゃあ
I'll tell you one thing before I go. Thoroughly examine Fujisaki's corpse. Also, Fujisaki's electro ID has gone missing. Should probably find out where it went.
じゃあね
That's all I have for you. Good luck. True to her word, Kirigiri walked off, leaving the changing room behind. Examine her body, huh? And her electro ID has gone missing too? That is curious. Loaded Fujisaki's electro ID into your electro ID. More electro IDception! Kirigiri said I should thoroughly examine the body. Of course, there's a limit to how much I can do, but I'll do what I can. Let's see. For starters, both Fujisaki's hands are bound with what looks like rope or something. It looks like the rope's being used to prop her up to make it look like a crucifixion. Hold on a second. There's a plug. That means this isn't a rope, but that's not everything. Fujisaki's cause of death was the blow to her head. In other words, she was struck and killed. Huh. Taking the crucifixion and cause of death into account. When I first saw her body, it didn't really jump out at me, but having seen the Genocider Show case file, something doesn't seem quite right. But what exactly? Anyway, the lead I've got is the rope used to hang Fujisaki's body, which means I need to go back there and do some additional investigation. And while I'm there, I'd like to take another look at the Genocider Show case file. Should find out all kinds of stuff. Hey, Ugami, you spend a lot of time working out here, don't you?
そうだな
I have come here nearly every day since it opened. Asahina joins me on occasion as well. Alright, then there's something I'd like to ask about. Have the posters in the two changing rooms been switched?
すまない
I apologize, but I do not recall. I have not paid much mind to the decorations. Ah.
され
However, there is something that's been bothering me about this room. I always drink protein coffee after finishing my workout. There's protein here?
あ
I've been making do with the low-quality protein powder in the storeroom. But as I was saying, I make protein coffee to drink when I finish my workout. The other day, I spilled some on the carpet, staining it. You stain the carpet? But I don't see any coffee stains on the carpet in here.
そうだな
Indeed. I just noticed it as well. The stain has vanished. More than likely, someone cleaned it up. But even so, would you not say it is surprisingly clean, as though there was never a stain at all? Loaded missing stain into your electro ID. That kid had one of a hell of a complex about being weak. You heard it. You heard, didn't you? Always saying I gotta get stronger. I do remember her saying that, yeah. Kid was trying to build some muscle, get stronger, and then this. Though, was there really any need for her to get stronger in the first place? You said it yourself, there's nothing wrong with girls being weak. Beats me. I don't know everything that was going through that kid's head. I'm kind of curious where the source of Fujisaki's complex lies. Well, I guess that's gonna be that for now. Let's see, so we got the dormitory storage and cafeteria to check out. Can't Teleport? What? Can I teleport to my room? Can I teleport unless I leave? Fine. I knew we should have revealed our embarrassing secrets to one another. I apologize, Fujisaki. If only I'd pushed a little harder. Can't blame yourself, buddy. Blaming yourself only makes things worse. Asina, hey, how's Fukawa doing? Nothing's changed. She's still refusing to leave her room, going on about genocide or this, genocide or that. So I just left. Just left her there? Things are so crazy around here, my head's spinning. So I thought I'd take a break and fill up. I'll go back once I'm done eating though, so no worries. It's really hard to like Fukawa, but I can't help worrying about her. On an unrelated note, what are you eating? Donuts? Duh! Was I supposed to know that? I'm willing to give God credit for inventing donuts in outer space, but that's about it. Is that so? I feel bad for her. I bet Fujisaki wishes she could have had more donuts. It's too bad. I wish I could have gotten to know her better. You know if there's anyone Fujisaki was close to? She was kind of a weirdo. She wasn't really good friends with any of the girls. It was like, I guess, like she was distancing herself from us. Oh yeah, Ogami said something to that effect too. She said you two invited her to come work out together, but she kept turning you down. Yep, and it wasn't just the two of us either. She kept her distance from all the other girls. You think she was just shy? I don't know. She was pretty comfortable talking to guys. Shy around her own gender, but cool with the other? Doesn't that seem kind of weird? Hey, wait, maybe she was one of those girls who like being fawned over by guys. Can't judge a book by its cover. Her, an attention seeker. I have a hard time believing that. Let's hear it. Oh god, don't start yawning. No, don't do it. Hey Celeste, what are you doing here? This storeroom is quite impressive. There's a wide array of daily necessities. From food to tracksuits to towels. Really just about anything you could hope for. More importantly, have you found anything of interest relevant to the murder? I had a feeling you were going to ask that. I was attempting to distract you by talking about the storeroom, but it seems my efforts were in vain. So, you do have something? Yes, and we can make it our little secret. Last night, I saw Fujisaki here, in the storeroom. You saw her? It happened just before our self-imposed curfew. Well, hello there. What are you doing here so late? You know. Are you planning to start exercising? Huh? How did you know? There's a sleeve sticking out of your sports bag. Looks like a blue tracksuit. You're right. Thanks. Well, I'm in a hurry, so see you later. She quickly stuffed the sleeve back into her bag, almost like she was trying to hide it. And then she left. I was under the impression she was planning to begin working out the next morning. But it seems in reality she ignored curfew and went straight there. Bad things happen to those who break the rules. And she paid the price. So I guess my suspicions were correct. Fujisaki went to the women's changing room to work out in secret, which is why she went after curfew. But wait, we never found the sports bag or the tracksuit Celeste said she saw her carrying. Does that mean the culprit disposed of them? Oops, I didn't mean to talk to you. I don't want to go through it again.
こんな時間にこんな場所で何をなさトレーニングでも始めるおつもりですか
Seriously, someone
なんでわ
got
か
my
ったの
phone tangled. Hey,
スポーツバッグからはみ出していますわよ青いジャージのじゃ
skip this. Skip it. We already watched it.
そうですわね
Alright. Well, that's that. Where else do I have to go? Look at those places. Not there. Nothing in the entrance hall. Roger, I gotta go back to the arcade. Alrighty then. I might as well talk to Shaman Dude. Shaman Dude! Let's go shop.
Naegi じゃねえか
Yo, what's up, Nigs? Huh? No, I'm not doing nothing, dude. I didn't see anything inside this little box. How do you know what's in the little box? Yes, you know all this. So you know about the electro IDs in the little box. Good to know. I didn't think you get much relevant stuff to say, but, you know. Is, let's see. Look how it's in the series. It's really important. Dancing curd. Go with a big resounding no. It won't turn on. Oh, it's not plugged in. Said cord is too short to reach the power outlet. But I seem to recall Togami using this lamp from this position. Oh yeah, right. You have an extension cord then. But the extension cord isn't here anymore. Wonder if... Gotcha. It's an empty wooden box. Gummy says there's an extension cord here. I think I'll take another look at the Genocider Show case file. There's something around here. There was somewhere around here, wasn't it? Wait a sec, it's gone. Did someone take it? The other person who could have done that was Togami, and nobody else knew about it. I'm getting kind of bored here, so let's get this show on the road, shall we? In the event that it's the event you've all been waiting for, the class trial. Right. Please assemble in the usual location. Enter the red door on the first floor of the school zone. Boo boo. See you soon. Here we go again. Another class trial is about to begin. On the other side of that red door. Let's see, do we have every... Hey! Where's short one?
Oh,
Fukawa still hasn't shown. Where's Fukawa? You don't remember? Just joking. I'd never forget her. Besides, she's got a vital role to play in this class trial. I'm gonna bring her down, even if to do it by force. Like in a flash. True to his word, Markham will return with Fukawa in tow. A few minutes later. I said I didn't want to. Why did you have to drag me here against my will? Your cruelty knows no bounds. Ooh, that makes everyone. Now that we've got that taken care of, you guys hurry up and head on down to the courtroom. I'll go ahead and meet you there. Let's get going then. It's time to unmask Chihiro Fujisaki's murder. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was kind, gentle, and frail, not the kind of girl anyone would resent. And yet, someone killed her. Oh no, stop it. And the person who did is in this room. Somewhere in this room.
alright.
It's got Fukawa putting up so much of a fight. Fukawa is behaving rather strangely. I don't believe shock is an adequate explanation. For as many hints as I gave you, I'm expecting you to put on a damn good show in it. I never actually got around to doing any investigating. My darling Chihiro, for a resident of the three-dimensional world, you are rather impressive. Of course, being 3D, there was no way it could have ended in anything but disappointment. I don't know, you guys look pretty freaking 2D to me. I haven't the faintest idea who could have killed her. But I'm sure we'll manage somehow. Justice always prevails. Isn't that right, Bro Teji? Protege? I think I'm having protege. Let's go, shall we? On the count of three, we do this, dude. Let's bring to light the name of the scoundrel who would dare harm the meat. We have no choice, do we? No, we don't. I nodded my head slightly in response, let out a long, heavy sigh, and then a shaky leg stepped into the elevator. My heart sped up with every step I took. Once everyone had boarded, the elevator began its descent, carrying with it the vortex of emotion and speculation that swirled around us. The elevator clumped, rattling my eardrums painfully as it sunk deeper and deeper into the earth. The farther down it carried us, the greater my anxiety grew. But still the elevator continued to sink farther and farther below the surface, until finally it came to an abrupt stop. What do you think of the new decor? Pretty exciting, huh? Makes it feel like a totally different room, right? How about none of the above? Just hurry up and get this started. Ooh, you got spunk. I like that. Yeah! Alrighty, let's get this party started. Go find the seat with your name on it, you guys. And once again, the curtain rose on. A trial for life and a judgment of death. deception in life, and treachery in death. Betrayal for life and betrayal for death, the riddles of life and the misery of death. Justification for life and the rationalization of death. Faith in life and trust in death. The class trial to live or the class trial to die. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Do I have any skills? Oh, I guess, okay. I have to actually choose the skills. Well, that's apparently all I got anyway, so I get to use all my skills. Cool. Court is now in session. Listen up for the simple explanation. You guys vote to determine the trial's outcome. Finger the true villain and only the villain gets punished. And make the wrong accusation, and everyone gets punished, leaving your deceiver to graduate free and clear. Let's see. First on the agenda, how about we start things off with the murder weapon? Looks like my first task is to identify the weapon that killed Fujisaki. Well, this one's kind of easy. Fujisaki's cause of death. It was a blow to her head. The Monokuma file says she was struck with something blunt, but what was it? It was a metal pipe, dude! He just wasn't paying attention. Wasn't the weapon used to kill her the dumbbell we found at the crime scene? Not only was there blood on it, there wasn't anything else to see that could have done that to her. Also, the wound on the victim's head matches the shape of the dumbbell. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, there was no room for questions. You examined her wound? Ew, gross! I'll take the floor from here and change the subject to that of the murder. Of course, I've already established who did it. What? For real? The couple responsible for Chihiro Fujisaki's murder is the homicidal maniac genocider show. Homicidal maniac genocider show. Did he really kill her? The non-stop debate is about to begin. New elements have been added. Would you like to play it? Why not? This round, other students have begun chattering, interfering with your attempts to speak. Striking chatter with your ammunition will cause it to disappear, blocking you from making a refutation. Press the X button while targeting chatter to use your silencer and neutralize the interference. However, if you miss the chatter and try to silence a legitimate assertion, you'll be penalized with a reduction in your time limit. Please aim carefully. Side note, if your action difficulty is set to merciful, chatter will not appear at all. You will not even make use of the silencer, so please relax and focus on the problem at hand. I wish you the best of luck. Over and out. It's crazy. Anyway, there's no evidence. Break. Actually, there is some evidence. Huh?
図書室の書庫
There's
で
a
見つけ
file
た
in
ファ
the
イルに
library's archive.
ジェノサイダーショー
Top
の事
secret
件を
police
まと
file
めた
documenting all of
警
Jen
察
Sutter's
の
show's
極秘誌
murders.
お
Hold
かしい
on.
だろ
Why the hell would something like that be in the
こ
archive?
の説明は面倒
I
だ
don't feel like
省く
explaining.
ぞとにかくこの資
In
料
any
に
case,
は
the file contains
ジェノ
highly
サイダ
detailed
ー小
reports
事件の
on
特徴
Jen
が
Sutter's
克明
show's
にし
murder.
それによると
From this, we
ジェ
learn
ノ
there
サ
are
イ
two
ダー小事
distinguishing
件に
features
は
to
2
Jen
つの
Sutter's
特
show's
徴
crime.
1つ目は
One,
現場
he
に
always
必
leaves a
ず
message
血文
written
字
in
を
blood at
残
the
す
crime scene.
それがフィーバーでしたな
Delicious fever!
ミドロフィーバー
Bloodbath fever.
重要なのはもう一つの
What
特
matters
徴の方だ
though is the other distinguishing feature
何せ
as
世間に
this
は公
information
表さ
has
れ
been
てい
made
ない
public.
It has been made public.
苗木
We
お
tell
前が
them.
教えて
The other unrevealed feature of Jen Sutter's show's murders is that he crucifies his victims.
これだジェノサイダー小事
Apparently,
件で
Jen
は
Sutter's show
被害者の死
crucifies
体
all
は
of his
必ず
victims.
その事実は
Aside from Jen
犯人
Sutter's
以
show
外だと
himself,
警
only
察
those
上
in the
層部の人
operational
間
and
し
the
か知
police
らない
know
らしい
about that.
だが今回の事件
And
で
yet,
は
Fujisaki
藤
was
崎は
indeed
確かに張り付
crucified.
では犯人はな
That
ぜ
begs
知
the
っていたんだろうな
How did the culprit learn
犯人
information
と
only
警
the
察
police
上
and
層
Jen
部しか
Sutter's
知ら
show
ない
know?
その理由は
There's
一つ
only
し
one
か考
possible
えられない
explanation.
犯人
The
が
culprit is
本
Jen
物
Sutter's
のジェノ
show. You're shitting me.
ではジェノサイダーショーは
Does that mean
私
someone
たちの
here
中
is
に
Jen
いるの
Sutter's
ですか
show?
深川東子だ
Toko Fukawa. Eh?
深川東子がジェノサイ
Jen
ダー
Sutter's
ショーの
show's
正
true
体だ
identity is Toko Fukawa. No way!
ちょっと待って
Hold on a second.
でも母ちゃんの
Fukawa
血
can't
が
stand the
苦手
sight
なん
of
だ
blood.
よ
I've never heard of a serial killer who's afraid of blood.
ジェノサイダーショーはそ
She
いつであっ
both
てそいつ
is
では
and
ない
isn't Jen Sutter's
これ
show.
が今の質問への
There's your
答えだ
answer.
謎々か回りくどいべ
You're telling riddles now. Just get to the point, dude. Hardcore is right. It is kind of like a riddle, but I feel like I understand. Which kind of means by she both is and isn't Jen Sutter's show. Alright, the ID. Associated. I still got an A. Well, it matters.
ジェノサイダーショーは
Because Jen Sutter's show has dissociative identity disorder. Huh?
あのファイルにも
That's what it
そ
said
ん
in
な
the
こと
Jen
が書い
Sutter
て
show
あった
case.
犯人は
We hypothesize the
同
suspect
一
has
性
severe
障害
case
の
of
可能性
dissociative
があると
identity disorder. But doesn't that mean Master Toko Fukawa?
言い切れるんだ
Oh,
よ
but it does.
深川が
Her
多重
strange
人格
behavior
者だ
after
とい
seeing
う
the
こと
body
は
suggests exactly
死体
that.
発見
She
直後
has
のそ
multiple
いつの
personalities. What about Fukawa's behavior? What was it about Fukawa's behavior that indicates she has DID? Her speech patterns.
これだそれって
You
彼
mean
女
the
の
way your
口調が
speech
変わった こ
patterns
と
changed?
思い出してみろ
Think back to what happened
そい
when
つ
she
が
passed
藤
out
崎
and
の
then
死体を
woke
見
back
て
up
気づいた
again. Totally fine. Totally fine. Look, a body. Look, it's dead. Yeah, she hit it pretty bad, dude. The world is made up in fronts and backs. 9 fronts and 9 backs, like truths and lies. You're kind of scaring me, and you're not talking like usual either.
確かに様子がお
She
かしか
was
った
acting
な
rather peculiar,
彼女の
yes.
代名
The
詞である
characteristic morose diction had vanished.
勝手にそんな代名詞をつけないでよ
Characterize me like that.
しかもそいつは気がつい
Also,
た
after she
後
regained
藤
consciousness,
崎
she
の
had
死
no
体を
problem
見ても
looking at
平然と
Fujisaki's
していた
corpse.
つまり
In other
お
words,
前
one
の中に
personality
血
is
の
afraid
苦
of
手な人
blood,
格と
and one that
そうで
isn't
ない
both
人格
reside
が混
within you.
じゃあ深川ちゃ
Then
ん
how
が
do you
ジェノ
explain
サイダーに
Fukawa
怯えて
barricading
部
herself
屋の中に
in
閉じ
her
こもっ
room
てた
in
の
fear of
は
genocide? I will not let Genocider Show run free. I'll banish that accursed homicidal maniac.
そもそもそいつが部
She
屋に
didn't
閉じ
lock
こもって
herself
いた
in
の
to
は
prevent someone on the
外の
outside
人
from
間を
entering.
中の人間を外に出さないためだった。
What?
深川塔子は恐れてい
Toko
たんだ
Fukawa
よ。
was terrified of letting the
自
homicidal
分の
maniac
中
inside
にい
her
る
kill
殺
someone. Why?
そうだよ。
Yeah,
どうし
do
て
you
そんな
think you
こと
know
まで
all
わかる
that?
の
Why do you think you know all that?
朝比奈、お前は勘違いしているよ。深川が言った
Or
ど
why?
うしての意味は
Why do you
どうして
know?
わかる、どうしてバラした
Why
の
did
と
you
いう
tell?
意味だ。
Huh?
そいつが俺に
Last
妙
night,
な
just
相
before
談を持ちか
Marco
け
was
て
a
きた
little
のは
incentive,
昨
Sherrod.
日の
She
夜
and I had an
モノ
unusual
クマから動
conversation.
機、そこで
And
そ
there
いつ
she
は
revealed
実に
something
興味深い
absolutely
話をしてくれた。
fascinating.
自分の中
The
に
serial
殺
killer
人鬼
dwells
がい
within
る。
her. And she
そい
lives
つ
in
が暴
constant
れ
fear
出さ
of
ない
its
かと、
outbursts.
そのせいで
And
自
that
分
this
は
is
ネ
what
クラで
caused
排
her to
他的
become
な
so
性格になっ
brutally
た。
Isn't that right?
嘘だよ
That's
ね。
not true. Is it, Fukawa?
待っててくれ
You
る
said you
って言
wouldn't
った
say
のに。
anything. Huh?
約束
You
したのに。
promised. Was that all a lie?
お前が勝手に勘違いしただけだ。
What did you
聞い
think
てもい
would
ない
come
の
of
に自
unloading
分
your
の不
misery
幸
on
話を
someone
ひ
who
けら
never
かすな。
asked?
ここは現実
This
世
isn't
界
some
だ。
romance novel.
恋愛小説の世界じゃない。それに
Besides,
約束を
you
破
broke
っ
your
たのは
promise
そっちが
first.
先だ。
I seem to recall you saying
お前
something
は
to the
確か
effect
にこ
of,
こにいる
no
間
matter what
は
happens,
何
we'll
が
not allow
あろう
genocider to kill
絶
anyone as
対
long as we are
に
here.
それにもかかわらず
Despite that, I'm so sorry I couldn't keep our promise, but you don't need to worry, I won't let her run free. I won't let Genocider Show run free anymore.
約束を守れば付き
You
合っ
said
て
if
く
I
れ
get
る。
my promise, you'd go out with
だ
me.
から約束した
That's why
の
I
に。
made the promise.
だから言っている
Once
だろ
again,
う。
you got
そ
the
れは
wrong
思っ
idea.
たが
In any
ど
event,
ちら
you
に
were
せよ
unable to
約
keep your
束は守
promise.
れなかった
Was the
な。
thrill of murder too much for you to
やはり
resist?
努力した
I
の。
tried, I did everything I could to hold her back.
残念だったな。
Unfortunately, it seems trying
その
wasn't
努
good
力は
enough. You're horrible.
さてと、そ
Alright,
ろそろ
well,
前
that's
座は終わ
enough
りだ。
preamble. We'll
あ
get
と
the
は
rest of
本
the
人から
story
直
straight
接
from the
話
horse's
を。
mouth. The horse's mouth? You mean me? Fukawa's body bent backwards, farther and farther, until she fell over, landing with a hard thud. The next moment... You mean it's my turn to play? What? Guess the cat's out of the bag. What else? What can you do? Super duper high school homicidal maniac genocider show here. Your name's Toko Fukawa, but screw that. What the hell? What's got into you, Fukawa? What's the matter if I've got multiple personalities? What's the matter if one of them is a serial killer? Look the other way. They're just some minor character flaws. Her energy's through the roof. A sound murderer resides in a sound-minded body.
それにしてもここまで
I
違
can
う
hardly believe how different they are. Yes, there are two sides to
表と
everything
裏
in
で
the
交
world.
差し9回表に9回
Just
裏
as
で
there are nine tails
真
behind
実の
every
裏に
nine
嘘があ
tails,
る
and just as there is a lie behind every truth,
枕の裏には
behind
太
the
陽の
limit
ような
scrutiny
ほがらか
is
さ
a
がある
deity brighter than the sun. This is Genocider Show, the homicidal maniac. This is completely outrageous. Excuse me, Miss Genocider Show, may I ask you a question? Yes. There's a rumor going around that you might be the puppet master. What do you have to say to that?
教えよう
Well,
私たちが正真
certainly.
正
I
銘
am
の
the
クラ
one, the only puppet master.
だけどね
Just kidding.
じゃあ
So, you're not? Of course she's not. Don't go put me on the same level as that psycho. So, you know what I've noticed recently? The cops out there and the people too are pretty helpless. I mean, look, they let the stupidest of a serial killer run wild.
自分が加害者なのは分かった
I know I'm not innocent, but
生き
come
る
on,
って
let's
ことは他
life.
人を傷つける
Living
こと
is, in a sense, the act of hurting others.
生きる
People
た
hurt
め
others
に
so they can live, and they live
ため
so
に
they
人
can
に
be
傷
hurt.
つ
Not.
これでお前たちも分か
You're
った
all
はずだ。
convinced now that Fuji's
その殺人鬼が無実、動機もある以上
Given she
間違い
even
ない
has a motive, there's no doubt about it.
動機だと
Motive?
昨日俺たちはモノクマに言われたな。24時間以内に誰かを
That if
殺
someone
して
hadn't
卒業しな
graduated
けれ
within
ば
24 hours,
恥ずかしい思い出や
you would
誰
reveal
にも言えない過去だ。深川塔子の思い出や
a
過去
shameful
が
memory
ジェノ
or
サイダー
deep
の
dark
件だ
secret
ったどう
was
だ。
that she was Genocider's show.
そんな事実を
If
ば
that
らされて
information
しま
came
え
to
ば
light,
深
it would
川塔子は
undoubtedly
間
be
違
her
い
ruin.
なくつまり
In short,
そいつには
her
絶
motive
対
was
に
that she
ば
did
らさ
not
れた
want
く
her
ないと
secret.
いう動機も存在したんだよ。
I see. I see. I see. I see.
残念でした
Too bad though.
私は
I
犯
didn't
人じゃ
do
ない
it. Huh?
ですが
I
あな
can't
たのような
imagine
殺
anyone
人
other
鬼以
than a
外に
homicide
あんな
maniac.
猟奇的な殺しができるとは
Fashion.
だけども
Sorry, hon, but it's the truth.
誰が信じると思う。
Why do you expect it? And who do you expect to believe you? Yeah, who would trust a serial killer? They're probably right. I want to agree, but something just doesn't feel right. I should hear her out, get her side of the story in more detail. Hey, killer.
そんな言葉を
Who do
誰
you
が
expect
信
to
じる
believe?
と思う。
アリバイでもあれば
Now,
別
if
で
you
す
had an
が
alibi. An alibi, you say? Something like that.
今回の殺人と
Looks
過
like
去
it's
のお
murder
前の
and
事件
mass murder.
完全に手口が一致している。
Identical and most.
それ一度の根拠
It's
は
all
あ
the
るまい。
evidence we need.
諦めろ。
Give it up.
犯人
You're
は
the
お前
killer.
だ。
The Genocider show really the culprit. Something tells me that might not be true.
私は殺してないや
そんな言葉を誰が信じると思う。
Corpse.
アリバイでもあれば別ですが
なんかそれっぽい
今回の殺人と過去のお前の事件完全に手口。
Break. Gotcha. You said their MOs were identical, but is that really true? I actually think there are some differences between Genocider show's past murders and suicide. Huh? Like what?
おやおや
You can't tell. Quiet in the peanut gallery. I'll tell you what he's talking about.
私はね信念と
When I
情
do
熱を
it,
持ってやって
I do it with passion and conviction.
だから私
So
の
as any
殺し
artist
には
would
一
be,
流
I'm
な
very
らでは
peculiar about how I go about my craft.
人気ラーメン店が
I'm
スープや麺
peculiar
や具材にこだ
the
わる
same way a renowned ramen shop is particular about its broth and noodles and toppings.
だけどこの藤
But
崎
you hear of
千尋の殺
Fujisaki's
人は
murder
これじゃ人気
is
ラーメ
like
ン店
that
監
shop
修のイン
started
スタント
selling
麺程
packs
度
of
の仕上
instant
がりは
ramen.
こんなの私の仕事じゃない
This is
わ
most certainly not my work.
だから
Allow
もう
me
一度
to
ちゃんと説明
try that again.
藤崎さんの
There
殺
are
人
two
と
major differences
過去の
between
ジェノサイダー
Fujisaki's
小
murder
事件に
and
は
Genocider show's
明らか
past
に
murders. The first major difference is the handwriting. Genocider show always leaves a message written in the victim's blood of the scene. Bloodbath fever! You're doing that on purpose, aren't you? It's bloodbath fever. Anyway. By comparing the images in the case file with this incident, you can see the handwriting is different. The point being, nobody said I had to write them exactly the same every time. Oh, I guess the handwriting is important. I'm not getting any support this way. The primary difference is the cause of death.
致命傷が違うんだよ
The cause of death.
過去のジェノサイダ
All
ー小事
Genocider
件の
shows
被害
three
者たち
victims
は
were killed in
全て
exactly
同
the
じ
same way.
同じ方法
Based on information in
事
the
件
case
ファイルを
file,
見
their
る限
murder
り
using
みんな
scissors.
でも藤
On
崎
the
さん
other
は
hand,
頭部を
Fujisaki
殴打
died
さ
of
れて
blunt
殺
force
さ
trauma
れ
to
て
the head. You have a point! It is indeed a disparity! Weird, isn't it? The serial killer known for her consistent MO would change
今回
things
に
up
限って
just
手
this
口
one.
がそれだけじゃないん
But
だ
that's not all. There's one other
言葉
major
だともう一
discrepancy.
つそう私の
The
殺
bloody
人
calling
現実なん
card
て
is the
気
raised
持ちが
pork of
チャー
my
シューと
craft.
貼り付けとは
Crucifixion is the boiled egg! Dude, can we please drop the terminology? So, what you're trying to say is that the second inconsistency is in the crucifixion? Right. The second discrepancy is in the crucifixion. Specifically, what she used.
藤崎さん
Do you remember what was used to hang Fujisaki's body?
彼女は
Her hands were
ロ
bound
ー
to
プ
the
状の
criminal
もので
with a
結ばれて
cord,
貼
which
り
is
付
how
け
her
にされてたよ
crucifixion
ね
was achieved.
それがどうしたのです
And what of it?
だけど
The genocider show's
genocide
murders,
小事件で
crucifixions were carried out
それも
using
鋭利
extremely
な
sharp
ハサミだったん
scissors.
だよ私は殺しにも貼り付
Listen
け
up,
にも
I
小さ
kill
な
and
長
I
いハサミ
crucify
を使
using
用
my
して
very
い
own
るの
handmade Geno scissors.
一流なんだから道具
I'm
にこだわ
an
って
artist.
当然で
I'm
しょ
picky about my tools.
それにそれに
Plus,
それに
plus,
それに
plus.
マー君
You
は
said there are only two
そう言って
differences,
言っ
Ma,
たけどそ
but
れは
that's
違
not
う
right.
マー君って
By Ma, you mean me.
あのね
You listening, Ma? There's one more difference.
おや気づかない
What? You didn't notice? There's a certain rule I follow
そこに隠さ
to
れ
choose
た
my
法則
victim.
に
Rule?
その法
It's
則
easy
か
as
ら考
pie
え
to
れば
see why I
すぐに
wouldn't
わ
kill
かるじゃない
Babyface if you could figure out
私
my
が
rule. So in other words, Genocider Show follows a rule when choosing her victims, and Fujisaki doesn't meet her qualifications. Oh yeah, I think I know why she wouldn't have killed Fujisaki. Fujisaki is female.
もしかして
Is it because Fujisaki is female?
リング入りま
And
した
Bingo was his name, oh! What do you mean, dude?
過去のジェノサイダー小事
Pattern to
件
the
の被害
victims
者たち
in
には
Genocider Show's murders. Ken Harada 32, Tetsuro Honda 17, Gaku Shoji 23, Issei Kano 14, Takashi Yoshida 30, Nacho Komatsu, Takafumi Guno, Yuji Onada, Osamu Tsuji, Nasuhi Yoshida, Masamune Takashi, and so on. They're all dudes. Yes, I do it with passion and conviction, but only with flaming hot hunks of man. I said it. How embarrassing. What the hell? I can't help it. I'm a slasher. I crave the very same hunk-on-hunk action Little Miss Ruby so reviles. Pure, unadulterated, steaming hot man/man. You wouldn't kill Fujisaki because she's female and therefore not hot? That's like ramen chef searching. That's like a ramen chef searching spaghetti. So they both got noodles. It's still fucked up. The line I won't cross because I have passion and conviction. My perfectionism is what makes me me.
お前の趣味や
Major
思
tastes
考
and
は
priorities abundantly clear.
だが
That's
そ
all
れ
they
は
are.
あ
Tastes
くまで
and
趣味
priorities.
生き残るため
It
に
all
殺
comes
人を犯
crashing
さな
down
けれ
with
ばならない
fortunate
場合
murder in
は
order to survive. What are you yapping, you sore loser? Sore loser? When I kill, it ain't for some lame-ass reason like saving my own skin. And even if there was some situation where I had to kill someone to save myself, I sure as hell wouldn't crucify him or leave no bloody writing. Too much work and a dead giveaway.
それももっ
You
と
have
も
a
で
very
す
good
わね
point.
それにどんな場合
And
も
anyway,
殺し
no
たら
matter
と
what the
使い
circumstances,
慣
my
れたハ
trusty
サミは絶対
Geno
に外
scissors
され
are
る
a
んですけ
must
ど
have.
わざわざクソ覚え
Like
て
hell,
あ
I'm
るん
gonna
だ
use
か
some
らあれは
heavy-ass dumbbell. But chance there were no adequate scissors at hand, so you substitute them for a nearby dumbbell.
そのはず
Adequate
に
scissors.
私が使うのは
Don't
適
use.
当な
I
ハ
don't
サミ
just
じゃな
use
くて
any old
ガイアからひ
adequate
ざまつく
scissors. I use my
超おしゃれ
own
な自覚
unshakenly
の
fabulous
ハサミよ
handmade Geno scissors.
なおさらこの
Sure,
学
even
園
less
には
like
ね
you
え
find
ぜ
here, dude.
それはどうかしら
Oh, really?
じゃじゃじゃじゃ
Done, done, done.
装備済み
You're fully equipped.
いつでもどこでも
I'm ready to do
や
it
れる
anytime, anywhere.
身近にあって慣れ
You
親しんで
still
るハ
think
サ
I
ミを
use
使
that
う
rope
にロ
and
ープや
dumbbell
ダメ
instead
な
of
んか
these
使うわけ
babies
ねえ
when
だろ
which I've got experience with?
違わねえだろ
I wouldn't, now would I, suckers?
そもそもさ私って片
But
付け
anyway,
できな
I
い
even
の
know
よ
how to tie a knot,
ロープなんて
so I couldn't
使えない
have
し
used that rope.
わけがわからなく
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Is this serial killer seriously not the killer? But still, what about crucifixion? That ain't public knowledge.
だから模倣犯じゃな
That
くて
is the reason we
本人
decided
の
it
仕業っ
wasn't
て
a
話にな
copycat
っ
but
た
the
ん
real
ですよ
genocider
ね
show. Hold on a second. There is someone who could have intimidated genocider show's modus operandi.
これが僕の答えだ
You could have done it, couldn't you, Togami? You're in a position where you can readily access secret government documents and internal police files. On top of that, you told me you used to spend a lot of time going over the Genocider showcase. So you're suggesting Master Bayaka Tsugami is the murderer? Then Tsugami's insistence on Genocider show being the culprit is because you wanted to place the blame for his crimes on her. So the person who manipulated the scene to make it look like I did it was the gorgeous man in the glasses here. That's hot. What do you have to say to these claims, Tsugami? I see. So you suspect me. Then tell me this. When did you first begin to suspect? Looking back on it now, just before you discovered Fujisaki's body, you did something I think was a little peculiar. That changing room over there is suspicious. Very suspicious, wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious. It doesn't look like anyone's checked the changing room yet. Let's look around the women's room first. You suggested we go to the women's changing room first, didn't you, Togami? But being a guy, you're saying my first instinct should have been to search the men's changing room? The victim, Fujisaki, is female. That's why I chose the women's changing room. Nothing more. That makes perfect sense to me. No, actually, it doesn't make sense. Then why don't you tell us? What doesn't make sense, Naegi? There's a glaring contradiction in what Tsugami just said. I just have to point it out. The non-stop debate is about to begin and new elements been added to the super clear. Why not? The new gameplay element is being added to this round is called conversion. If you hold the triangle button while targeting a weak point, you can convert the weak point into ammunition. You can then fire the converted ammunition at another weak point. If you fire the converted ammunition or chamber something else, you will lose the converted ammo. However, you are free to convert the same weak point into ammunition as many times as you desire. If you don't think you can refute the hidden lie or contradiction using the ammunition in your cylinder, then by all means try converting someone's weak point and making use of it. And just when should you attempt a conversion? Why, that's up to you to figure out. To say the least, you will not be able to complete the debate without using your newfound ability. I wish you the best of luck. Over and out. File 2. Alright. Man, whenever the opportunity arises, entering the women's changing room is perfectly natural. The victim, Fujisaki, is female. That's why I suggested investigating the women's changing room. We didn't have time to go sightseeing. What's so unusual about that? Very much wish you had taken me with you. Her words clearly contradict Togami's claims. I just have to use her words against him. Break. I still think what you're saying doesn't make sense to them. I mean, you shouldn't have known who the victim was before we found the body. So you claim that you chose the women's changing room because the victim was Fujisaki doesn't hold up. I see. Nicely done. Excellent. Now we're getting somewhere, Naegi. But your allegations are still weak. You need more evidence. Huh? What's the matter? Is all the evidence you have? I beg to differ. Go on. Show it to me. What the? Why is he acting like this? He's egging me on. But why? He should be feeling cornered by now. but it's like it's not even affecting you.
どうした
Come on,
それで終わりじゃ
you're
な
not
いだろ
telling me you're through, are you?
他にも根拠
You
が
have
あ
more
るんだよ
evidence.
な
I know you do. I'm pretty sure
根拠ならあるわよ。
there is more evidence.
さっきも話
It's
して
in the discussion we had earlier about the discrepancies
過
between
去の
this
根
murder
拠はそ
and
こに隠さ
Genocider
れてい
Show's
るはず。
murder.
俺が犯人だという
Evidence that I
根
killed
拠
her. The discrepancies between Genocider Show's murders and this one. There's evidence there that Togami is the killer. What exactly is she talking about? The differences between the murders. I go back over them again. I kill with my handmade Geno scissors. I also crucify with my handmade Geno scissors.
ですが
On the other
藤
hand,
崎さんの
Fujisaki
貼り
was
付けに
crucified
使われ
with
ていたのはロープじゃありま
a
せん
rope.
でしたか
Was it not?
そうだ確かにロープ
Yes, yes, it was indeed a rope. That rope seems rather fishy.
おい、戸上。あれ
Yo,
はどこから持
Togami,
って
where'd
き
you
たん
get
だ
it?
あんなロープに見
I've
覚え
never
など
seen
ない
that
な
rope before. What? Oh. No, I had it. I think I'm on the right track there.
2つの事件の相違点ね。もう一回私から説明しようか。私が殺して使うのは自作の前ハサミ。貼り付けに使うのは自作の前ハサミ。ですが
I don't remember
藤崎さん
Celeste's testimony was.
ロープじゃありませんでしたか。
そうだ確かにロープだったぞロープは怪しいですな
おい、戸上。あれはどこから持ってきたんだ
It has to be it though.
あんなロープに見覚えなどないな他の誰かが隠し持っていたものだろう
The rope is the evidence that Togami is the culprit? Well, I agree they might be onto something. Was that really even a rope? There was certainly something.
2つの事件の相違点ね。もう一回私から説明しようか。私が殺して使うハサミ。貼り付けに使うのも自作の前ハサミ。ですが藤崎さんの貼り付けに使われていたのはロープじゃありませんでしたか。
そうだ確かにロープだったぞロープは怪しいですな
おい、戸上。あれはどこから持ってきたんだ
あんなロープに見覚えなどないな他の誰かが隠し持っていたものだろう
Get it? That should have worked.
2つの事件の相違点ね。もう一回私から説明しようか。私が殺して使うのは自作の前ハサミ。貼り付けに使うのも自作の前ハサミ。ですが藤崎さんの貼り付けに使われていたのはロープじゃありませんでしたか。
そうだ確かにロープだったぞロープは怪しいですな
おい、戸上。あれはどこから持ってきたんだ
あんなロープに
No, that's not it.
2つの事件の相違点ね。もう一回私から説明しようか。私が殺して使うのは自作の前ハサミ。貼り付けに使うのもですが藤崎さんの貼り付けに使われていたのはロープじゃありませんでしたか。
そうだ確かにロープだったぜロープは怪しいですな
おい、戸上。あれはどこから持ってきたんだ
あんなロープに見覚えなどないな誰かが隠し持っていたものだろう
It has to be.
2つの事件の相違点ね。もう一回私から説明しようか。私が殺して使うのは自作の前ハサミ。
Scissors.
貼り付けに使うのも自作の前ハサミ。ですが藤崎さんの貼り付けに使われていたのはロープじゃありませんでしたか。
そうだ 確かにロープだったぞ。
あのロープは怪しいですな。
おい戸上、あれはどこから持ってきたんだ？
あんなロープに見覚えなどないな。他の誰かが隠し持っていたものだろう。
I keep hitting the wrong buttons. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose this. Damn it.
2つの事件の相違点ね。もう一回私から説明しようか。私が殺して使うのは自作の前ハサミ。貼り付けに使うのは自作の前ハサミですが、藤崎さんの貼り付けに使われていたのはロープじゃありませんでしたか？
そうだ、確かにロープだったぞ。
あのロープは怪しいですな。
おい戸上、あれはどこから持ってきたんだ？
あんなロープに
Oh, okay, that was it. I don't know what the hell that was all about. That was weird. It bounced off the first time. I must have hit the wrong button or something. Actually, we have seen it before, Togami. The rope used to hang Fujisaki's body was really an extension cord. Huh? It was an extension cord? I saw you using that extension cord in the library, Togami. On top of that, after the murder, the extension cord disappeared from the library. I refuse to believe that, as the person who had been using that cord, you missed that detail. That it could have only been Togami who brought the extension cord to the scene of the crime. I see. Interesting. So this is the answer you settled on? After killing Chihiro Fujisaki in the women's changing room, I hung her body and loaded bloody messes to make it look like Genocide or Show had done it. Is that about cover it? Again. It's like he's taunting me for some reason. Like he doesn't have anything to worry about. Wait, nothing to worry about. I asked you a question. Is that your answer? Yes, that's our fucking answer. You killed Fujisaki, you asshole. That's the opposite of the opposite agreeing. That seems like a very plausible thing for you to do, Togami, after I already talked about this being a game. Hey, would you mind holding off for just a minute? I'd like to keep the discussion going for just a little bit longer. What? Is it really necessary? You've already figured out who did it, Maybe we have, but still. Something doesn't feel quite right. Doesn't feel quite right. And what would that be? I killed Chihiro Fujisaki in the women's changing room, and then manipulated the crime scene. So it appears as though the psychopathic homicidal maniac was responsible for the murder. And what exactly doesn't seem right about that? Wait. Is that really how it happened? Something strikes me as off by what Togami just said. Did you really get that extension cord from the library? That was pretty pitiful even for a shot in the dark. You were the one who said that's where I got it. The extension cord definitely came from the library. Something's not quite right, but the extension cord checked out. I don't know why I thought that was it. Genocide or Show? You constructed the crime scene knowing the real Genocide or Show was here, didn't you, Togami? Yes. What's your point? And did you consider what would happen if the real Genocide or Show wasn't here? I had good reason to believe she was. I was also certain that by showing you that case file, you'd be able to smoke her out. He had a plan guiding all his actions. Something doesn't quite add up, but that's not it. I'm not getting any support this way. I guess the last thing is the crime scene. You said you killed Fujisaki in the women's changing room, Togami. But I'm not so sure about that. I think the murder might have taken place somewhere else. Unbelievable. You let me down, Naegi. I thought you were going somewhere else with that, but goddamn if I'd never been more wrong. She died in the women's changing room. There's no question about that. It couldn't possibly have happened anywhere else. Isn't it possible she was killed somewhere else and then brought there, along with the rest of the scene? You think the whole scene was moved? And I expect you have some evidence to back up a claim like that? Yeah, that was the idea. Did I just throw him off balance? He's been so confident up to this point, but as soon as I mentioned the crime scene, maybe it never occurred to him that the murder could have taken place elsewhere. Hey, don't leave the rest of us behind, soldiers. What do you mean she was murdered somewhere else? What's the holdup, Naegi? If you have evidence showing she was killed somewhere else, then hurry up and present it. First piece of evidence suggesting the crime was committed somewhere else. The thing that was switched. Posters in the two changing rooms suggest the murder might have taken place in different. The posters are your evidence? In the women's changing room, there was a poster of a busty supermodel. Doesn't that seem a bit strange? I mean, really, a poster of a female model in the women's changing room? She's not busty, she's busted for having some fake-ass titties. On the other hand, the poster hanging in the men's changing room was of a boy band that's extremely popular with girls, Tornado. That too seems a bit out of place, wouldn't you think? So you're proposing the posters in the two rooms changing rooms were switched? That's not all either. There's one other thing about the two rooms that doesn't add up. Isn't that right, Ugami? Are you referring to my protein coffee? Protein coffee? One day, while working out in the women's changing room, I spilled protein coffee on the floor. And yet, after the murder, the stain had been cleaned spotless. Actually, that's not exactly right. The stain wasn't cleaned, it was just relocated. The stain on the carpet in the women's changing room wasn't actually clean. I found it on the carpet in the men's changing room. That is indeed the mark left by my protein coffee. So you're saying even the carpet was switched? But to what end? How about to move the scene of the murder from the men's changing room to the women's? I beg your pardon. In other words, the culprit moved the bloodstained poster and carpet along with the door in order to relocate the crime scene in its entirety. Well, I confess that it's a legitimate interpretation. What would the culprit gain from doing so? Huh? Is it really necessary for them to go through the effort of relocating the crime scene? Actually, no. The more important question is, if she was really killed in the men's changing room, and how the victim, Fujisaki, gained access to the changing room. To enter one of the changing rooms, you must use your lecture ID on the card reader by the door. However, Fujisaki, being female, only had access to the women's changing room via her lecture ID. In short, she couldn't have gained entry into the men's changing room. Wait, there is one way, and if you'd like, I'd be more than happy to tell you, dude. Forgive me if I don't believe you. Believe it, because I'm about to tell you how she could have done it right here, right now. Is it really possible? Did Fujisaki really have some way of entering the men's changing room? Maybe the broke my lecture ID, or something like that. Really possible. Did Fujisaki really have gained access to the men's changing room? Aha, I've got it. She modified her lecture ID. She was a super duper high school program. That cannot have been outside her abilities. Nope, that ain't it. She used a certain something from the entrance hall. Huh? What's something? Well, that's a lecture ID, dude. Even that she could have gotten into the men's changing room. Except it's broken. Yes, it's possible she could have used Kawada's lecture ID to gain access to the men's changing room. But that assumes she could have used it in the first place. Because it's broken. I can't see the chatters coming from. What's something? I love the music. Fujisaki couldn't possibly be his
桑田君の生徒
daughter. Why not, dude?
壊れてたんだ
Because
よ
when I found it in the entrance hall, it was
桑田
broken.
君なるほどじゃあ
That
無理だ
makes
な
sense. There goes my idea.
呆れるほどに
It's almost impressive how quickly you surrendered.
それ以前に他
In
人
any
の生
event,
徒
it
手
was
帳を
not
使う
against
の
the
は
rules to
法
make
則
use
違
of
反じ
another's
ゃありま
electro
せん
ID.
法則にあったのは
The rules only prohibit the lending of electro IDs. They say nothing of borrowing someone else's.
つまり
Which is to say,
君の電
you're
子
free
生
to
徒
use
手
any
帳
of
を
the
いく
dead
ら
students'
借りよう
electro
と
IDs
も
without violating the rules. Yep, that's exactly right.
だが
Although it
そも
makes
そ
no
も壊
difference
れてい
since
る
the
ので
electro
は
ID was
話
broken.
になる
In which case she must have reprogrammed it using her skills as a super duper high school programmer. Objection! It's impossible to modify an electro ID. An alarm will go off if you open one of them up.
桑田の電子生徒手帳でもなく
Given she could neither have used Wada's electro ID nor modified her own.
むしろ苗木
Could
誠殿の
perchance
推理
Master
の方
Makoto
が
Naegi's line of
間違い
reasoning have been incorrect?
被害者が男子
If
更
she
衣室
couldn't
に
get
入
into
れ
the
ない
men's
なら
changing room, then
そうなっ
yes,
ちゃうよ
that's what
ね
that means.
僕は戸上君に投票するぞ
Then my vote goes to Tagami. But is that really how it happened? Did Tagami really kill Fujisaki in the women's changing room? I don't think that's right, but I'm all out of... Hold on.
苗木君の推理
I
は
agree
いい
with
線いってる
Naegi.
と
I
思う
think he's on the right track.
久々に
You open your
口
mouth
開
for
い
the
たと思っ
first
たら
time and who knows how long, and that's what comes out?
あいつは男子更
Kid
衣室
couldn't
に
have gotten
入れ
into
ね
the
えん
men's
だぞ
room.
どっとも
That means
どうして入れないと
just
決め
how
つけられ
can
る
you
の
be so sure?
男子更
There
衣
is
室に入った
another way. What was that? Explain yourself, Kirigiri. What is this other way?
そうね
Yes,
それを
of course,
確かめ
but
る
to
ため
do
どう
that,
かしら
could I possibly
少し
request
学
we
級
take a
裁
short
判を休憩
recess?
しない
There's some place I'd like to take
みんなを
everyone.
連れて
Whoa, whoa, whoa! What you talking about?
その方が学級
If
裁
you'll
判も
allow
盛り
it,
上が
it'll
ると
make
思う
the rest of the trial much more exciting,
あ
which
な
I'm
たにと
sure
って
you would
も
enjoy.
こう
学級裁
Oh,
判が
it'll make the class trial more exciting.
あるよ
Alright, that's cool with me. This class trial is now officially in recess.
本当に
What? Seriously?
え
So what is this thing you want to show us? I don't think I'll let you off easy if it's something stupid.
ご期待に添えると思う
I'm sure you won't be disappointed.
行きま
Let's
しょう
get going. With nobody really sure what was going to happen, the class trial went on recess, and we all followed Kirigiri. Her destination was... the women's changing room?
ここは散々調べたぞ
We've gone over this place with a fine-tooth comb. What do you expect to find here now?
被害者の
Examine the victim's body
もう一度
again.
詳しく調
Very
べて
carefully. Examine Fujisaki's body,
全身をじっくりと
all of it, and thoroughly.
いいと
You mean touch the body? Nay, nay, nay.
女性の体を
I will have to refrain. It would be improper for me to place my hands all over a woman's body.
俺は
It's not that it creeps me out or anything. It's just that it might possibly be against my religion. I shall do it.
でも
But you're a girl,
女の子のさ
Sakura.
くらちゃんが
Making
死
you
体に
touch a
触
dead
るなん
body
て
is, you know, a guy should really do it.
いや
No, it would be more suitable if I, a female, were to touch her than to allow a male to do it.
我に任せ
I
て
will
おけ
take care of it.
さくらちゃん
Sakura,
あれユリなの二人ってそういう関係
do I smell homo? Are you two lesbians?
そんなんじゃない
No,
よ
we're not. Quit playing games.
では
Very well. I'll
初めて
begin.
藤崎を
Hope you can forgive me for doing this,
すまんか
Fujisaki.
し
As she spoke, Ogami held her hands clasped together before Fujisaki before placing them on her.
全身をじっくりと調べるのね
Make sure you examine the entire body very carefully. That should answer any questions you have.
全身
Whole
を
body, you
お
say?
前がこんなことに
To what end are you having me
Nando
do? Ah!
どうしたの
What's wrong?
バカだ
Impossible. How could this? Ugami's eyes were open wide, fixated on Fujisaki's body. She was visibly trembling.
こいつは
Fujisaki.
何
What?
男だ
Is a man.
そうですか
I see. So she was a man. Thank you very much for your... Dude, you're kidding.
我は
I do not tell jokes. So, it's true? A guy? Fujisaki's a boy?
おやおや
What's this? You guys didn't know? I thought it was pretty dang obvious.
藤崎
Chihiro Fujisaki is a crossdresser. He was a crossdresser? God damn, that's hot. I wish I'd done it. That makes sense. So this is what Kirigiri wanted to show everyone. You were right about that. This most certainly does make things more exciting. Now let's hop on back to the courtroom and get the ball rolling again. This time with a little extra oomph. My humblest apologies for the delay. Court is now back in session. The shocking truth revealed, Chihiro Fujisaki was a boy! Now let's see where you guys go with that. I don't know why he chose to dress like that. But one thing's certain. Chihiro Fujisaki was male, not female. It never occurred to me that Fujisaki could be a boy. It completely slipped by me unnoticed. He would have had no problems getting access to the men's changing room. If his electro ID identified him as male, then yes, you're right. You betcha, Fujisaki was just a crossdresser, so of course his electro ID said he was male. In which case, there are no problems with Naegi's line of reasoning. The victim was murdered in the men's changing room, after which he was moved to the women's. Access to the women's changing room is simple. You just need either Maizona or Inoshima's electro ID. Then is it true? Fujisaki was actually killed in the men's changing room? We still don't know why the culprit was looking at the crime scene, but yes, it seems quite likely. I see. I thought something felt off. Couldn't help thinking something was strange about the way his body felt for a woman. I'm getting kind of turned on by this. But this finally ties everything together. All my questions have been cleared up. Why should you be having your questions answered when you are a prime suspect? Excellent. Truly magnificent. My oh my! He's been whisked away to another world! What do you think, Naegi? After all this, do you still think Togami did it? I have no doubt Togami was responsible for disguising Fujisaki's death as the work of Genocider Show. However, I don't think Togami is the killer. What? Even though you're a proponent of the theory, Master Makoto Naegi? The way he seemed to be edging me on earlier, it was like he was enjoying having his mystery solved. Like he didn't have anything to worry about. I can only imagine he was able to act like that. Because he didn't actually have anything to worry about? On top of that, the evidence Togami left was kind of, you know, a little too blatant. Like he intentionally used that extension cord as a way to lead us back. At least, that's how I see it. What's more, you were obviously caught off guard when you discovered where the murder actually happened, as well as when you learned Fujisaki was a boy. If you were really the killer, neither of those would have come as a surprise to you. I see. Alright, I'm a little concerned by your lack of decisive evidence, but I suppose that's good enough. We'll go with your answer being correct. Correct? Just as Naegi says, I'm not the culprit. I happened to stumble upon his body in the women's changing room and I modified the scene. That's all. You shitting me, man? I'm not shitting anyway. It's the truth. Who would believe that? If you don't want to believe me, by all means, you're just sending us all to your death, to our deaths. If what you're saying is true, then why would you do that? Why would you mess with the body? My reason is unimportant. What matters now is finding the true culprit. Naegi, if I didn't kill her, then who is the culprit? I won't be able to say until the talking's over with. You want to drag this on even longer? Come on, man. No matter how you slice it, Togi's the killer. We should discuss anything that doesn't sit right with me. So you can count me in, Naegi. We come to the wrong conclusion here, and all of us will be executed. She's exactly right. I too shall participate in the discussion. I'm down too, dudes. Have you no independent thought? I'm no insect. Of course I can think for myself. Anyway, let's keep the conversation going. We don't need to come to a decision right this moment. Indeed, you have a point. Our lives are on the line. Let's recommence this murder mystery again. If Togami really isn't the murderer, who is? Who killed Fujisaki? At the very least, the only thing we can say for sure about the culprit is that they are male. You need a male's electro ID to get into the men's changing room, which was the scene of the crime. Since Kawata's electro ID was out of commission, the culprit must have used their own, meaning the culprit has to be male. But that's not enough to go off. I need more clues. Yes, I'm gonna throw some. Have we no leads to identify the killer? As for possible leads, did anyone witness the culprit? If they did, they would have said something, dude. Sighting of the victim will do as well. At this point, we need any new information we can get. Give it up, we're not getting anything. The only person who saw the victim was the culprit, dude. Actually, the culprit isn't the only one who saw the victim last night. Isn't that right, Sue? Now that you mention it, you're right. I did see him. Huh? Seriously? Ah, yes, that's right. Naegi was the only person I told about this. That would explain why you were all so worldly disconcerted. No one else knew. That's not important, just speak. Before curfew last night, I ran into him in the dormitory storeroom. He was carrying a sports bag containing, at the very least, a tracksuit. I presume he was going to work out. A sports bag and a tracksuit? I found nothing of the sort at the scene, at the crime scene. In all likelihood, the culprit disposed of them in order to get rid of any evidence. Not long after that, he said something rather interesting. Well, I'm in a hurry, so see you later. I distinctly recall him saying he was in a hurry. When him being in a hurry seemed to imply he was going to meet someone. In short, Master Chihiro Fujisaki was on the way to an appointment with someone to work out together. Despite the fact that, as hard as he tried, Fujisaki refused to work out with Asamina and I. Isn't that because he didn't want you pointed out he was a dude? Turning that around, it means the person he was going to meet was someone who trusted people. Enough that he didn't care if they discovered his dark secret. Oh, such beautiful friendship! So basically, the person he was going to meet is the culprit, and we just have to find out who it was. We only have so much evidence. Is that really enough? Oh, but it is. What? It should be clear by now who the culprit is. Really? Who is it? Who killed him? The culprit considered the sports bag and tracksuit and disposed of to be items of importance. By looking at the distinguishing features of those items, it should be obvious who it was he met with. Is that really so? Can we possibly determine the culprit from evidence that has already been disposed of? Are you suggesting we dust for fingerprints? Without the proper equipment, that would be impossible for amateurs such as ourselves. Never mind the fact that I'm going to check the fingerprints since it's already been disposed of. We can still deduce who he was going to meet by discussing it in detail together. That's easier said than done. Alright then, Celeste, could you answer this? Did anything about the bag or tracksuit stand out? The bag was just an ordinary bag. You can find it in the storeroom. The storeroom only stocks one variety of bags, so I can't say anything stood out in particular. If my memory serves, there are several varieties of tracksuit. Perhaps then, Fujisaki's tracksuit will provide us with some information leading to the murder. Then let's discuss his tracksuit, shall we? Could there really be something about Fujisaki's tracksuit that points to the killer? I'm having a hard time believing that. Me too. But who knows? Fairly certain that nothing here is going to help me. I'm going to have to pull one from a weak point. First of all, Chihiro Fujisaki is going to go work out.
こで彼がどうし
Which raises the question,
あんなジャージを選んだ
why did he select that particular tracksuit?
あんなジャージとは
What do you mean,
どういう意味
that
だ
particular tracksuit? I get it. He chose his tracksuit,
犯人が持っているものと
so
お
he,
揃い
so
だった
he,
のだな
he and the culprit would match.
つまり犯人は
Means the culprit
あいつと同じ青い
and that kid had the same blue tracksuit.
俺が黒いジャージ
My tracksuit is black. I don't even own a tracksuit. I mean, like, I just hate working
俺
out.
は白いジャージを持ってる
I've got a white tracksuit.
萎縮さそうと
Got it from the dormitory storeroom.
本当にこんな話で犯人がわかるんですか
Nah, not a chance.
ナイギ君も聞いたわ
You heard it too, didn't
あ
you,
の人
Naegi?
に不用意
The
に
slip of the tongue. So she's saying someone said something they shouldn't have.
そもそも藤崎千尋はトレーニングに行こうとしていたはずそこで彼はどうして
Ah,
あんなジャージを選んだのか
that's pretty suspicious.
あんなジャージとはどういう意味だ
分かったぞ彼が選んだジャージは犯人が持っているものとお揃いだったのだな
つまり犯人はあいつと同じ持ってる俺のは黒いジャージだ
I think I got it.
そもそも藤崎千尋はトレーニングに行こうとしていたはずそこで
So I
彼
gotta
がどう
get
して
his testimony and then go
あ
back
ん
to
な
it
ジャージを
again.
選んだのか
I think I got it.
あんなジャージとはどういう意味だ
彼が選んだジャージは犯人が持っているものとお
Oh
揃い
no,
だった
so
のだ
that's
な
his testimony on the blue
つ
tracksuit.
まり犯人はあいつと同じ
それは違う
Got it. Just a second, Uwada. There's something wrong about what you just said. What's wrong with it?
だってさっき
When
セレ
Celeste
ス
was
さんが
giving her
証言した
testimony earlier, he was carrying a sports bag containing, at the very least, a tracksuit. I presumed he was going to go work out.
ジャージの色について
You never once mentioned the tracksuit's color. Why then did you
藤崎さん
know
の着て
that
いたジャージ
Fujisaki wore a blue tracksuit? What are you talking about?
セレス藤崎のジャー
Celeste,
ジの
what
色とは
color
何
was
色だったの
Fujisaki's tracksuit?
確かに
As I recall, it was blue.
その話
Did you tell that to anyone before the class trial?
私がこの
You're the
話
only
をしたの
person
は
I told, Naegi.
では大和田はい
And
つ
where did
知
you
った
find out that Chihiro Fujisaki wore a blue
色
tracksuit?
のジャージ
Well, you must have found Fujisaki's tracksuit at some point during the investigation. No,
それは
you
ない
couldn't have.
私たちが
The
捜
bag and
査を始
tracksuit
め
would
た
have already been disposed of when we began our
ジャージの
investigation.
じゃあそいつがジャ
And
ー
the
ジ
reason
の
he
色
knew
を
what the color was, was because he saw Chi with it before he died.
シーンなんて
By Chi, you mean Fujisaki.
そうなのよ
So which was it? Did you see his tracksuit or didn't you? I just happened to run into him last night and catch a glimpse of it. The kid was carrying around, walking around carrying it. No, that couldn't have happened either. When I was talking to Celeste, she told me she quickly stuffed the sleeve back into a bag, almost like she was trying to hide it. And then she left.
藤崎さんはセレスさん
But
が
after
指摘さ
telling
れ
him
た
his
後
tracksuit was hanging
ジャ
out,
ージをバッグ
Fujisaki
の中
stuffed
に
it
し
into
ま
a
ったらしい
sports
んだ
bag.
だからたまたま見ただ
Even
け
if
じ
you
ゃ
had just stumbled
バッ
into
グの
him,
中に
you
ジャー
didn't
ジ
know
の
the
色
color
が
of his
わから
tracksuit
ない
besides that. You dug your own grave.
むしろそう仕向け
More
たん
like
だろ
you led him to
その
his
ため
grave.
にあんな
That's
こと
why
を
you
した
said
んだな
what you said what you did, isn't it?
藤崎千尋
You
のジ
feel
ャー
about
ジの
knowing
口
who
調から考
Fujisaki
えれ
met
ば
by was looking
奴
at
ら
his,
誰と会ったの
met
かは
with by
明
looking at
白
his
だ
tracksuit was all a bunch of
され
crap.
ろ
なるほど
I see. So it was a bluff,
お
was
そら
it?
くあなたの
The
真
true
の目的
intention was
は
to cause the
犯
culprit to
人が出
mislead.
現そのために
That's why he said you knew who the culprit
犯
was.
人が分かった
To
の
scare
だ
him.
そうね
That's right. Except
私は最初か
I
ら
always had my sights set on Iwata. I was suspicious of him from the
怪
beginning.
しくてどうして
But why? Why did you think Iwata was suspicious?
さあ
What do you
どうして
think?
かしら。 私が大和田君を
The
怪
reason I
しい
began to suspect you, Owada,
大和田
is probably something
君、あなたが無意
you
識かもしれ
unconscious.
ない。
You refer to males
男
and
性と女
females
性で
differently.
故障、女性のこと
Talking
はあ
about
の
women,
女な
you
の
call
よ
her chick. But when
男
speaking
性の
about
こ
a
とは
man, you call
あ
him
いつと
kid.
そして
After
殺
Chihiro
人が起きた
Fujisaki was murdered, Iwata started
大和
referring
田
to
君
him
は
as
藤
kid.
崎千尋その時に思っ
That's
た
when instructed that Iwata knew Chihiro
藤崎
Fujisaki was
千尋
male.
が男
You notice such a minuscule detail?
魔女恐ろしい
What are you, woman? Some kind of witch? Scary!
いいよ
I'm not the one you
恐
should
ろ
be
しい
afraid
本
of.
当に恐ろし
What
い
you really should really be afraid of are people who kill others.
仲間を殺す人間よ
Grr.
大和田君
Iwata, is it
本当
true?
に本当に
Did
君
you
が
really murder Fujisaki? I didn't kill anyone. What's your problem anyway? I make one little slip of the tongue, have one little brain fart, and all of a sudden you're calling me the culprit? Yeah, really. There's nothing but baseless accusation. Bro would never do such a thing.
確かに根拠として
You
は
have a
弱い
point. There's hardly decisive evidence. You're already backing down.
ですが困りましたわ
What
ね
other choice do we have? We have nothing else to go off of. Oh, 'tis my time to shine. I hear just a whisper. I hear it in my ghost.
そういえば
Oh
山
yeah,
田君は言って
you
たよ
mentioned you found some evidence
犯
pointing
人
to
の
the
証
culprit
拠を見
before,
つけた
didn't
と
you,
か
Yamada? Did you really? What'd you find? Actually, thinking about it a little more, it might not actually mean anything.
急に自信なく
Don't fizzle out on us like that, man. Just come on, let us see it, alright? Well, if you insist. And here it is.
それが
And what was that?
いい姿勢と手
It's
帳
an electro ID. I found it on the floor, so I picked it up. You found an electro ID? It must belong to Fujisaki.
確か
As I recall, Fujisaki's electro ID wasn't found at the scene of the crime, was it?
ええそうだった
Yes, that is correct. I knew I was right.
僕もそう思っ
I
てた
thought
んで
that
す
might be the
よ
case, that this might belong to Master Chihiro Fujisaki.
じゃあそこに
That'll give us
犯
some
人
kind
手
of
がか
clue
りがあるんだ
leading
ね
to the culprit, right?
そう思ったのですが
I had the same idea, but alas, it's broken and won't even start up.
おそらく
It's likely that, after committing murder, the culprit broke it and attempted to destroy evidence.
だが妙だの
That's strange, though.
その電子生徒手帳
Electro
は
IDs
そう
are
簡
not
単
easy
に
to
壊
break. You got that right. They're clearly waterproof with very high impact resistance, so they shouldn't break in everyday use.
ですが
And
こ
yet,
の電子
this
生
electro
徒
ID
手
is
帳は
broken,
壊れていますわ
as
よ
was Kuwata's in the
玄
entrance
関
hall.
実習満々
Would you
の
say
お
they're
人が
breaking a little too often for as highly as you praise them? Truth is, there's a bit of a mystery to you there. So here's the question. Why oh why do the electro IDs break? Why do the electro IDs break? I can think of one possibility. They were hacked? What if they were hacked or something? That's why they're broken? Once again, they're impossible to modify. Open one up and an alarm will go off on ya. Alright, so hacking is out of question. Oh, they have a bug. Could there be a bug in their programming or something that caused their electro IDs to break? Sorry to disappoint you, but the code's been thoroughly debugged. It sure sucked to have to recall so many. Alright, so I guess a bug is out of the question. I guess it just has a weakness.
布熊は前に言ってたよな
Monokuma, you told Tsugami and I the electro IDs have a weakness. Crap, you remembered that? Yeah, I might have accidentally let that slip, but I never told anyone what that weakness actually was.
だが
But for two electro IDs, which are not supposed to be break under normal stress, to be found broken,
誰かがそ
the
の
only
弱点
reasonable
に気づいた
conclusion
と
is
しか
that
思えない
someone discovered their weakness.
ねえモノク
You
マ
know
は
what
知
it
ってい
is,
る
don't
ん
you,
だ
Monokuma? What
そ
is
の
the
弱
weakness?
点
What? You want me to tell?
学級裁判をフェア
I
に
think it's a
進め
vital
る
piece
た
of
めに
information.
必要な
It
情
wouldn't
報
be
だ
fair
と
to
思う
withhold that from us. But what if I tell you and then someone goes and tries it themselves? I don't want to have to deal with that. Come on, tell us. We won't try it, we promise. Oh, fine. I have a soft spot for bleeding. But seriously, don't try this at home, kids. Very well, but this is a special occasion. The almighty Electro ID's one and only weakness is that extended exposure to high temperatures causes thermal runaway, destroying it. As I thought. As I thought.
やっぱり
As you thought. I found this Electro ID in the sauna.
サウナの室温は
Isn't that kind of weird how you
100 度
don't
にもなり
expect
ますが
you don't get burned in the sauna when temperatures can exceed
不思議
100
じゃ
degrees
ありません
Celsius?
それは
This is because as your sweat evaporates into the air, it creates a protective layer around your skin.
ちなみにサウナで
Incidentally, if you blow hot air directly on your skin while in the sauna, you will get burned.
これは
That's because it disturbs the air around your skin. This is also why it hurts to move around in the sauna.
ですので
For that reason, you must take care to remain still and quiet in the sauna. Fascinating. I feel smarter. It was a completely useless piece of trivia.
でもさ、
But hey,
被害者の
the
電子
victim's
生徒
Electro
手帳
ID
は
was
サウ
found
ナ
in
で
the sauna.
もしかして
Maybe
犯
they
人
put
が
it there
狙
on
って壊した
purpose,
のか
intending to break it by
高
taking
音って
advantage of
弱
its
点を狙っ
weakness.
て
ではやはり犯
Then
人
the
は知っ
culprit
てい
must
た
have
のだ
known the
ろう
weakness.
でも犯人
But
は
how
ど
did
う
you
やって
figure
知っ
it
た
out
の
then?
こ
Monokuma
の
said he
子
didn't
は
tell
誰
anyone.
に
This is a mystery indeed.
偶然知ったんだと
What
し
if
た
he
ら
accidentally discovered it?
偶然とはどう
What
い
do you
う意味
mean, accidentally?
犯人は何かの折に
The
偶然
culprit
サウナ
could
で
have,
電
through
子
some
生徒
turn
手帳を
events,
壊して
accidentally
しまう
broken his own Electro ID in the sauna.
そこで
And
電
then,
子
having
生徒手
discovered
帳
the
の
Electro
弱
ID's
点を知った
weakness,
2度目の
he was able to
藤
repeat
崎
that a
千尋
second
の
time,
時は
which Hiro
狙って
Fujisaku.
壊す
可能性はあるかもしれん
It
が
is certainly possible
で
that,
は
but then,
誰がそれをや
who
った
did
ん
it?
だサウナに電子生徒
I
手
can't
帳を
imagine
持ち込
anyone
み
bring their Electro
壊
ID
して
into
し
the
まった
sauna.
心当たりがあるか
But
も
I
しれない
You for real?
一人だけ
I can think of one person who might have brought the Electro ID into the sauna. Ugh. There's only one person who might have accidentally brought their Electro ID into the sauna.
これが僕の答えだ大和田君
Iwata, it was you who broke
サ
your
ウナで
Electro ID in
電
the
子生
sauna,
徒手
wasn't
帳
it? What? Why? Why him?
前に大和田
Iwata,
君
you
と
and
一緒に
Ishimaru held an
サ
endurance
ウナで
contest
我
in
慢
the
比べ
sauna
を
a
した
couple
よ
days ago, didn't you?
その時大和田君
You
は
went to the
制
sauna
服
with
を着た
your
ままサウ
uniform
ナ
still
に入
on,
ってたってさあの時の制服
and I expect you didn't take the Electro ID out beforehand.
そこで大和田君は知ったんじゃない
That
か
was when you figured out the Electro ID break in the sauna. Ugh. Stop it. Stop it. You accused Bro of being a killer, but I refuse to believe it. Where's the conclusive evidence? I don't want to believe it either, but I have evidence that proves it's the truth.
Naegi 君の推理通り
Naegi's deductions are correct.
大和田君が以
At
前
some point in time,
自分の電子生徒手帳を
Iwata
壊
broke his
して
own
いること
Electro
にな
ID.
るつまり大和田君の
In
生
other
徒
words,
手
if
帳が
Iwata's
壊れ
Electro
てい
ID
れ
is
ば
broken,
今の推理が正しいということになりますよね
俺の電子生徒手帳
my Electro ID works just fine.
ほら見ろ
See, look at that.
やはり苗木君の
The
推理は
Naegi's
間違って
deductions
い
were
るんだ
wrong after all.
兄弟が人を殺すはずが
Bro
ない
is not a murderer. I want to believe Iwata is capable of killing anyone either, but I have evidence that proves it's the truth.
ナイジ君の推理通りだとすると大和田君は以
That's true because of you.
前自分の電子生徒手帳を壊していることになるからつまり大和田君の生徒手帳が壊れていれば今の推理が正しいということになりますよね
俺の電子
ナイギ君の推理通りだとすると大和田君は以前自分の電子生徒手帳を壊していることになることつまり大和田君の生徒手帳が壊れていれば今の推理が正しいということになりますよね
Tell me I don't remember
俺
asking
の
this.
電子生徒手帳
We're gonna try.
ナイギ君の推理通りだとすると大和田君は以前自分の電子生徒手帳を壊していることになることつまり大和田君の生徒手帳が壊れていれば今の推理が正しいということになりますよね
俺の電子生徒手帳はちゃんと動く
ほら見ろやはり苗木君の推理は間違っているんだ兄弟が人を殺すはずがないんだ
That's tough.
苗木君の推理通りだとすると大和田君は以前自分の電子生徒手帳を壊していることになるわね。つまり大和田君の生徒手帳が壊れていれば今の推理が正しいということになりますわね。
俺の電子生徒
I don't really get why that works, but whatever. Sure, I'll roll with it. Wada, does the Electro ID hack actually even belong to you? What's that supposed to mean? The broken Electro ID we found at the entrance hall. Isn't that one actually yours, Wada? What in the world are you getting at? I'm saying, I think you traded Electro ID. Broken Electro ID for Kawada's functional. I mean, Monokuma said himself that Kawada's Electro ID couldn't be broken. I sure did. You can take that much punishment, no problemo. Which means the Electro ID in the entrance hall was really Wada's. The one he has with him right now belongs to Wada. But doesn't trading break the rules? Wouldn't that count as lending? Here's my verdict on that issue. The rules forbid you from lending your Electro ID to anyone, but dead people don't count as people. A bit of a gray area, but I decided it was okay. Most importantly, it made things more exciting. Accordingly, I declare he is not in violation of the school rules for trading Electro IDs with a dead guy. So, Iwata, if I'm wrong about this, please say so. I think I'd prefer to be proven wrong. Son of a... What's the matter, bro? Tell him. Tell him he's wrong. Yes, you're wrong. You must be wrong. Your deductions are fatally flawed. Everything. They're all trumped up accusations. Why don't we go back over everything that's happened from the beginning? That should make it clear whether my deductions were right or wrong. Chihiro gets the tracksuit together. Silas finds Chihiro. He gets nervous. Silas sees him. What? There's something missing there. So Chihiro stuffs it away, runs off. Up to the thing. Card reader pulls out the card. Person's waiting. Like the dumbbell. So working out. There's the dumbbell in her hand. She's like, oh shit. She gets hit in the face. Splatters on the poster. Chihiro's hit the face. Oh shit. Chihiro's dead. Goes up the carpet. Then goes up to the poster. Up, then it falls to the ground. Left right here. Switched. He finds it. A glint in his eye. Ties her up. Done his work, so he leaves. Right. Let's go back before the crime was committed. Last night, Celeste ran into Fujisaki in the dormitory store. Fujisaki was carrying his sports bag with something inside. Blue tracksuit, yes, and Celeste saw it too. Sports bag in hand, Fujisaki ignored a self-imposed curfew and went. Fujisaki's destination was a change room, and the men's changing room went down. Now the victim was supposed to be female, and the men's changing room. Now that doesn't make logical sense. I gotta go back and rethink the crime. Ah.
のバッグを持った藤崎さん
With bag in hand, Fujisaki poured herself a cold perfume and went some.
それは更衣室だ
Fujisaki's destination was the changing room, the men's changing room at that. How did the victim, who was supposed to be female, enter the men's changing room?
なぜなら彼
Maybe
女
because she, Naegi, was actually a
男
bull.
だったから
For that reason, he was able to use his own electro ID to
男
enter
子
the
更
men's
衣室
changing
に
room.
入る男子更衣室で
Fujisaki was planning to meet someone in the changing room, and that someone is this incident's culprit.
おそらく犯人は
The culprit likely waited for him to let
男子
his
に
guard
つき
down, and then
凶
took
器
a
とな
murder
るダンベ
weapon,
ルを
a
使い
dumbbell.
襲いかかったんだ
And attacked him.
その時
When he did, some of Fujisaki's blood splattered onto the men's changing room poster carpet.
おそらく衝動的な殺
It
人だっ
was
たんだ
in all likelihood impulsive. There were too many signs of planning for it to be premeditated. So
犯
the
人
culprit
は慌て
hurriedly
て偽装
began
工作
planning
に
red
取り掛かったん
herring.
だ
First, he collected the bloodstained
結婚と同
carpet,
時にポスタ
as
ーも
well
回
as
収
the poster. That doesn't make logical sense. What could have happened? Let's see, he must have
犯人は君なんだ犯人は慌てて同時にポスタ
Close
ー
the
も
poster. Ah. Crap, I'm about to lose. I'm gonna lose. Sorry
の
about the
全貌だ
lose,
よ
but whatever.
犯人同時に
Ah! No! Everyone suspects me. Nobody's listening to a thing I say. Well, is it over already? Last trial's now adjourned. Quick! Make up your minds. Who is the villain? Boo boo boo! I lost. It looks like the one who received the most votes is Makoto Naegi. Aw, too bad. Naegi's not the villain. Congratulations, the real villain graduated with flying colors. But for everyone else, it's punishment time!
たちは
Is
こ
this
こで終わっ
really
て
the
しま
end
う
for us? We should try again. Yes.
ここで諦めたりしない
We're
ぞ
not giving up just yet. We'll have to maybe do all that over again. It is. Damn it. Save that. No, stop it. I think I get it. Okay. I think this is it. Go back before the crime was committed. Last night, Celeste ran to Fujisaki in the dormitory stove. Fujisaki was carrying a sports bag with something inside. A blue tracksuit, yes, and Celeste saw it too.
そのバッグを持った藤崎さんは夜時間にもかかわらずある場所へ向かったんだ。
Sports bag in hand, Fujisaki ignored her self-imposed curfew and went somewhere.
それは更衣室だよ。
Fujisaki's destination was a changing room, men's changing room in the back.
女性
I
が
had the victim who was supposed to be
どうして
taken
男子更
to
衣
the
室に
men's
入れ
changing
た
room.
のか。なぜなら彼
Not
女
because she, no he, was actually a boy.
だから
For
自
that
分の
reason,
電
he
子
was
生
able
徒
to
手
use
帳
his
を
own
使って
electro IDs as
男
the
子更衣
men's
室
changing
に
room.
入る。男子更衣室で
Fujisaki was planning to meet someone in the changing room, and that someone is the
その
incident's
誰か
culprit.
おそらく犯人は
Culprit
藤
likely
崎
waited
さん
for
の
him
油
to
断
let
している
his
隙に
guard down and went to the
凶器
murder
となる
weapon,
ダン
a
ベルを使
dumbbell.
う。襲いかかっ
And
た。
attacked him.
その時
When he did, some of Fujisaki's blood splattered on the men's changing room poster and carpet.
おそらく
It
衝動
was,
的
in
な
all
殺人
likelihood,
だったんだ。
impulsive. There were too
準
few
備して
signs
た
of
としても
planning for it to be
計画性
committed.
がなさ。犯人
So
は
the
慌てて
culprit
武装
hurriedly
工作
began planting red herrings. First, he collected
結婚の
blood
つい
stained
たか
carpet,
同時に
as
ポスタ
well
ー
as the
とか
poster.
そして犯人は
And brought them,
死体を
along
女
with
子
the
更衣
bodies,
室
to
に
the
運んだ。
women's
女
changing
子更衣室に入るには
room. Of course,
もちろん
he
女
was
子
both
の電子
electro
生
ID
徒
and
手
for
帳
the
が
men's
必要だ
changing room.
だからといって
That doesn't
犯人
mean
が
the
女子に
culprit
限
had
られ
no
るわけじゃ
business.
ない。玄関ホールには
Both
埋葬
Maizono
さ
and
れ江ノ島
Yoshima's
さんの手
electro
帳が置い
IDs
てあっ
were
たか
just
ら
sitting in the entrance hall.
それを使えば
Using
男子
one
と
of
女
them,
子
even
更
the
衣
guys
室に
gained
入るは
access
ず
to
だ。
the changing room.
そして
Having done
そうやっ
exactly
て
that
女子
to
更
get
さっ
in,
き回収した
the
カーペ
culprit
ット
did
とポスタ
something
ーを
with the
使う。
carpet and poster he brought.
男子更
He
衣室
exchanged
と
them
女
with
子更
those
衣
in the
室
women's
に
changing room. In other words, he relocated the entire crime scene. That's not the end of his case.
死体の第一発見者とな
Meddling
った
from Togami, who discovered the body first, made things that much more complicated.
現場に入った戸
He
上
entered
君
the
は
new crime
図
scene
書室にあった延
and
長
did
コードを
something
使って
there using the extension cord he brought from the library.
そうなんだ。
That's right, using that extension cord, Togami tied Fujisaki's body up to
藤
make
崎さ
it
んの
look
死
like
体
a
を
crucifixion.
戸
In
上君
addition,
は
he
被
used the
害者に
victim's blood to leave a
現場
message
に
on
近
the
く
wall.
ジェノサイダー
And
シ
he
ョ
did
ー
all
の
this
犯
to
行
make
だ
us believe genocider show had committed the murder.
そしてその頃
And at the same time Togami was doing
藤
this,
崎さ
the
んのス
culprit
ポーツ
having
バッグなんかを
disposed of
処分した
Fujisaki's
犯人
sports bag went to the
さ
sauna.
最後の証拠
So
品
he
で
could get rid of the last piece of
藤崎さんの
evidence,
電子生徒手
Fujisaki's
帳を
electro
処分
ID. As soon as opened, the heat of the sauna
その
destroyed
電子生徒手帳
Fujisaki's
を
electro ID.
犯人は知っていたん
He
だ
knew that would happen too. The
電子
new
生
electro
徒
ID
手
would
帳
leak to high
さ
temperatures.
なぜなら
Not
犯
only
人はその
because
前
he
に
himself broke
自
his
分
own
の電子
electro
生
ID
徒
on
手
the
帳
sauna.
これが事件の全部
That's everything that happened. It was you!
そうだよね
Isn't that right, Mondo Owada? Gah. Wait, that can't be true. Where's your evidence? You need evidence. Do you have any evidence? You can't just pin this on bro without the evidence. The evidence he's looking for has already come up to the trial. All we need to do is examine something he has. An MTB is about to begin. New elements have been added. Would you like to see a tutorial? No. I will not say a little bit about fever time and negative time. You press the R button during a machine gun talk battle. You will initiate fever time, maximizing the tempo. During fever time, you can press any button whenever you like, and it will not count as a mistake. Pressing X square at your own pace is more than adequate to obliterate your opponent's assertions. However, fever time only lasts until the concentration gauge depletes, so please make good use of the time. And of course, it would be unfair if you were the only one with a special ability. For this reason, we have also allowed your opponent to make use of something called negative time. When your opponent activates negative time, your tempo markers will disappear, making it more difficult for you to time your button presses. Perhaps it'd be a good time to make use of. Pardon me, I'm sure you're bright enough to not require advice from the likes of myself. As a side note, your action difficulty is set to net merciful. Your opponent will not use negative time. I wish you the best of luck. Over and out. Gotcha. Machine gun talk that would suck. I'm not good at that at all. I'm right about everything up to now. You want to trade these broken IDs to watch it. So, how about we all show each other our electro IDs? That way. Save your breath. Huh? Yeah, you're right. I killed him. I got an A! Woo! And 99 miles. Nice. What are you saying, bro? Come this far, there's no point in fighting it anymore. Yo, Monokuma, get this thing started, would you? Ballot time or whatever. Roger that! Wait, please wait! Nope, not waiting! The moment you guys have all been waiting for. Ballot time! Cast your vote using the switch in front of you. So, who will your votes nominate as the villain? Will it be right? Will it be oh so wrong? Let's find out. Well, looks like you guys were right again. Yes, the villain responsible for Chihiro Fujisaki's death is Mondo Iwata. Oh, and by the by, it was not a unanimous vote. Ishimaru alone selected incorrectly. That was a close one, Ishimaru. You should be more careful next time. I refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe Bro is a murderer. Sorry, man. Why are you apologizing? Why? Tell me why! Why? Why would you do such a thing? It seems Iwata is exercising his right to remain silent. Allow me to explain it instead. It's a sad tale of two men serves as the backdrop for our murder. Oh, and anyone who doesn't feel like reading can just hold the O button to skip all this. I'm not skipping it. Once upon a time, there was a boy by the name of Chihiro Fujisaki. This boy had an extreme complex about being weak. Be a man. Time and time again he heard those words, but he was never able to vanquish that weakness. Instead, he took refuge in a greater weakness. The boy became a girl. That was how he chose to escape from his problem. Now no one can tell me to be a man anymore. But no matter how far he withdrew into a shell, he was unable to eradicate the complex that had taken root inside of him. A shell, after all, is not but an empty husk. Rather than disappearing, Fujisaki's complex grew more intense. I'm such a weakling. And then, with the start of the academic coliseum, he learned another difficult lesson. The survival of the fittest is the law of the world, that if he remained weak, he couldn't survive. To top it all off, sickeningly adorable Monokuma threatened to reveal everyone's shameful memories. Fujisaki's deep, dark secret was... Chihiro Fujisaki dresses like a girl, even though he's a boy. That was the one secret he absolutely couldn't have to bear come to light. Because as soon as it did, the shell, the armor protecting him, would be ripped off, and he'd be subjected to an excruciating degree of criticism and pressure. Faced with such a hopeless dilemma, he fell into a deep despair. Or so everyone thought. I'm sorry, I really don't want to say anything right now, but I can't go on like this, so I promise I'll tell you later. I'll work really hard so I'm strong enough to tell everyone. Annoyingly, the threat of his secret coming out drove him to get stronger, damn it! This is my chance. This is the best chance I'll ever have. I'll get stronger. I'll become the person I was meant to be. I'll become strong enough to smile and shake it off when anyone tells me to be a man. With his mind made up, he immediately set out to begin work. And so... he planned to begin working out that very day, to reforge his body and his heart from the ground up. However, sadly, that turned out to be both his first and last workout. When he decided to begin working out, Fujisaki also wanted to ask someone to help him. He planned to tell that person his secret and then ask them for their assistance. And the person he selected...
was me.
Yep, that it was. He thought Owada, the dude bro biker obsessed with man's honor, would promise to keep his secret. There was also the fact that manly man Owada fit the ideal of strength Fujisaki so admired. First, I'll build up the courage to talk to Owada. Then, I'll ask him to help me get stronger. That was his admiration. Owada was something Fujisaki could never be, and that's why he admired him. Then, Owada, you did that to keep your promise to him, didn't you? That? You mean moving the body from the men's changing room to the women's? Precisely. Was that not supposed to have been a red herring? I'm sure that was part of it, but it wasn't his only reason. He also did it to keep his promise to Chihiro Fujisaki, a promise between men. What does moving the body have to do with keeping a secret? If Chihiro Fujisaki had been found killed in the men's changing room, the discussion would go straight to, how did he get into the room? And as soon as that happened, people would start doubting he was what he claimed to be. By moving his body into women's changing room and stealing his Electro ID, he steered us away from them. So Owada did that to keep his promise he made to Fujisaki, who he killed with his own hands? Why would you? The more I hear, the less sense it makes. The two of you shared a bond of trust. So then, why did you? I didn't want anyone to find out, no matter what. I thought that might have been the trigger. The threat to reveal our shameful memories and our deep, dark secrets. No, it couldn't be. That's not possible. No one could possibly have a secret so they so desperately didn't want anyone to know. That they could kill someone over it. I believe I've said this once before. Assuming everyone views the world through your eyes is the pinnacle of idiocy. Maybe you don't have one, but he did. That's all there is to it. While we're on the subject, how about I tell you that, too? The skeleton hiding in Wada's closet that he didn't want the world to know about is that he killed his big brother. Mondo Iwata standing before you today, the super-duper high school outlaw biker, the man feared by delinquents nationwide, got his start thanks to a certain someone. His big brother, Daya Iwata. Mondo had a deep respect for his brother. It was his brother who inspired him to start writing. Raised in a savage, barbaric household, the one person Mondo could feel comfortable around was his brother. He chased after his brother, imitating him in any way he could, trying to catch up to him. That was the kind of little brother Mondo was. And then, all of a sudden, the biker gang his charismatic brother had assembled rose to be the #1 gang in Japan. At the top of the gang sat big brother Daya, and seat number 2, little brother Mondo. At first, he was okay with that, but then the time came for his brother to retire and for him to inherit the spot as the second head. He was overcome by the pressure of his brother's greatness hanging over him. He was always just number 2. Daya built the gang all by himself. The brother's just a bonus. Can a kid like this really handle taking over? The gang's just gonna go downhill from here. Day after day, the gang's memories found their way to Mondo. And because of that,
I've got to be even stronger than my big bro. Just this once, I've got to beat him. Gotta kick his fucking ass.
so on the night of his brother's retirement party, Mondo challenged his brother to a race. However, tragedy struck during their competition. He was so concerned about winning, he started getting reckless and ended up driving into oncoming traffic. But in the next moment, as he lay wrapped in his little brother's arms, these were Daya's final words.
Whoops, I slipped. Sorry, man.
Knowing full well his little brother was responsible for the accident, Daya still did not blame Mondo.
Hey, one last thing, bro. Don't you dare let the gang fall apart. You and me created that gang together. Promise. Promise me. Man's honor.
Mondo decided to keep the cause of the accident a secret from the rest of the gang. In order to keep his promise, in order to prevent the gang from splitting up, he couldn't tell anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused his brother's accident. As a result, the gang united once again under the lead of the younger brother who defeated the elder brother. That's what he gets for riding recklessly because he thought he was going to lose. And that became the reason for Daya's death. Mondo's lie became the truth. And thus, Mondo resolved to take the helm of the gang propped up by his lie.
I am strong. Strong.
However, with the start of the academic coliseum, he learned a difficult lesson. That as strong as he made himself out to be, he was nothing but a weakling who could die at any moment. To top it all off, freakishly adorable Monokuma threatened to reveal everyone's shameful memories. His deep dark secret was Mondo Iwata killed his big brother.
There was no way I could let the gang learn about that. If they did, it would have collapsed. It would have destroyed the gang me and my big bro built. It would have meant it was all for nothing. My regret, carrying the weight of my big bro's death alone. So Iwata. As soon as Monokuma started up with all that stuff about revealing secrets, it was like this fog of anxiety went and started swirling around inside my head. That's never happened before. I had no idea what I was supposed to do. And while I was sitting there unable to make up my mind, before I knew it, the fog of uncertainty fucking blew up into this huge-ass rock-hard mountain of uncertainty. That's when it happened. That's when Fujisaki asked me to help him get started working out. The kid started telling me a secret. You serious? Yeah, sorry for lying. But why? Why did you suddenly decide to reveal your secret? Huh? You've been keeping that secret for so long. If someone finds out, you'll... Well, yeah, but I want to change. I want to destroy the old me, the weak me who always retreats into a lie. Those words came at me like a knife. I felt like that negated everything I'd done. I need to change. I'm weak. But you're strong, Uwata, so I'm sure this is no big deal for you. No matter what Monokuma reveals about you... What? Do you want me to tell you? You saying if I'm really strong, I should tell you my fucking secret? Huh? I envied him. I was envious of Fujisaki's strength. The strength he had to look his weakness in the eye and try to overcome it. The strength I didn't have. So I envied him. The envy broke me down. That's sarcasm? I'm strong? You being fucking sarcastic with me? I'm not being sarcastic. I mean it. You're really strong. You really are strong, Uwata. Something started creaking, making this unpleasant screeching sound inside my head. The fuck you want me to do? Fuck was I supposed to do? You saying I should have told the truth, let it all go to waste? What's the matter? Why'd you tell me? You trying to win me over? I admire you, Uwata. I admire how strong you are. Yeah, I'm strong. You got that right. I'm strong. I'm strong. Stronger than you. And stronger than my big bro was. I don't remember what happened next after that. Next thing I knew, the kid was lying at my feet, covered in blood. I had a dumbbell in my hand and I was looking down on him. Bro! I killed him. I killed Chihiro Fujisaki. Because I was never able to conquer my own weakness. Because of that, I did something terrible. Uwata. He always seemed so tough. But he shouldered a weakness kept hidden from everyone else. And he targeted that weakness in his heart, maliciously throwing salt into his wounds. It was all his doing. Well, would you look at that? This is what you guys are. You're creatures who have no problem killing each other. Overcoming over something as silly as the past. You won't break off your lingering attachment to the outside, nor do you have any idea what strength is. Hope, my fuzzy black and white badonkadonk. Damn you! You little bastard! Say it again, I dare you! Sure, I'll say as many times as you want. Or, I'd like to, but we don't have to, we don't have the time for that. It's about time for someone's punishment. Punishment? You mean execution? Those are the rules, right? The villain who destroys the order will be punished. Wait. I prepared a very special punishment for Mondo Uwata, the super duper high school outlaw biker. Wait. Please wait. Let's get this ball rolling. It's punishment time. I'm asking you to wait. Sorry, big bro. I couldn't keep our promise. O death, do grace us with your gentle smile and grant ye his soul everlasting peace. No, no. Bro. With the second murder and then the second execution, it hit me again. That here, life is fragile. It hit me so hard I thought I might fall over. Our lives are painfully fragile. Ishimaru's bitter screams echoed throughout the courtroom, each wail a painful reminder of that truth. And yet, one of us... That was underwhelming. Not a very satisfying conclusion to our game. Togami? You're completely mad! Enough with the game crap! 2 of our friends are dead, you know!
当然だ。
Well, naturally, this is a game of life and death.
ね
I'm not going to comment on your way of thinking. That's not what I'm trying to do.
だけど
I just can't figure it out. Why would you intentionally help to disguise Iwata's crime?
なんだ。
Why, you ask? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. He spoke in a calm, quiet tone of voice that sent a shiver down my spine. Last night, the night of the murder, I was in the library as usual.
ま
You too ignored our curfew. I never paid any mind to a curfew, nor do I recall agreeing to keep it.
仕方がありま
But I
せん
suppose
よ
it
ね
doesn't matter. Please continue. It was getting late, so I was going back to my room, and I just so happened to catch sight of Iwata leaving the women's changing room. After he was gone, I looked inside and I found a corpse. What? You saw everything? God, he was such a fool. He never had any idea I saw him. So, you knew who the culprit was the whole time, Master Byakko Togami?
そう。
It would have been boring if that's all there was to the case. A game where you know the answer ahead of time is nothing but a waste of time. So I lent him my hand. To spice things up a bit. To spice things up? That's why you did that?
なるほどね
Having just barely learned from Fukawa that she was Genocider's show, you made use of that. To lead us off the trail.
ゲイだよ。
But dude, if we'd never been able to figure out who really did it, you'd be dead along with us. Obviously, I would have said something before it came to that. Except, Togami declared in my direction. The sharp gaze piercing me like so many needles. Thanks to Mr. Brilliant over here, it didn't come to that. He made this a surprisingly good dry run. Now I know exactly who to watch out for when it's my turn to play the villain. What? I see. So that's why you did it. Are you satisfied now?
え
Yes, I've heard enough from you. Next,
えね
I'd like to ask you something, Monokuma.
おやおや
Oh, it's my turn.
あなたは
You've made both executions considerably elaborate ordeals. Why put so much effort into it?
うぷっぷ
Boo boo. You a fan? 'Cause these punishments aren't just for you guys. This despair is not yours alone. These punishments, this despair, they're for all of mankind.
なんだ
You sure enjoy blowing things out of proportion. No exaggeration. These punishments were designed to transform every last bit of hope into despair. What do you mean by that? Mean? Mean? Mean. Oh, give me a break. Your obsession with finding meaning in things is meaningless. Doesn't matter either way. In the end, I'm the one who will emerge victorious, and when that happens, all will be made known.
あわわドキドキ
Ooh, swoon, you get it, Mr. Science, sir. Boo-boo, I feel like you and I could make real great pals.
やめろ。
Enough. As if I would ever get along with an infantile criminal. In any case, I'll warn you now. After I seize my victory, you're next. Are you listening? I will kill you.
戸上の何か
The name of those destined to triumph on my name as a Togami.
はしゃいじゃ
Badass. You sound like a protagonist there. Kinda too bad you're just a side character, huh? I will kill you, I swear to God. Boo-boo. Don't be so quick to anger. Wanna hear my spiel about calcium?
ぷぷぷぷ
Boo
resonance of Monokuma's high-pitched cackle signaled the falling of the curtain on his trial. But it didn't end there. This academic coliseum did not cease. It refused to close its doors. The thick cloud of despair swirling around us, survivors, was slowly beginning to gain momentum. It was a despair so deep, you'd sooner put your money on a dog lost in Hades over us. It was a despair so dense, our courage, our friendship, our effort, they all had no effect on it. My, I have to say, things are moving at a nice pace, a very nice pace indeed. Looks like her stepping up to the plate before things leveled out left a bigger mark than I expected. And once things get rolling, it's just like a roller coaster. There's no stopping. It's moving so fast, only their fear and despair can keep up. The one thing I'm disappointed about is that you didn't get your time to shine. Sad, since I've already got you down in there with them. You were supposed to have been the one to fire their first shot. Whatever. What can you do? You just keep on doing what you've been doing and make sure things stay exciting. That's what everyone wants. I have one question. Anything below measurements and I'll listen. Who is the 16th student? My, is this a surprise? I did listen, but super denied, hella denied. I mean, come on, that's my trump card. We may be in this together, but I'm not stupid enough to just show you my trump card like it's nothing. Well, that's that then. Obtain the present crazy diamond. Yes, I will save the data. Alright, that's going to do it for me. Wow, that went longer than I thought it would. I did not think that was going to take me as long as it did. But that was fun. I enjoyed that quite a bit. My voice is a bit hoarse. I think I could do with a good night's rest and good night's sleep. I was expecting to have a little bit of free time before I went to bed, but that didn't happen. Instead, video games! Yay! Thanks to everybody who stopped by today. It was a lot of fun. That's the second trial for you. Who knows what's going to happen next? I mean, and that was kind of suspicious there at the end there. So, who knows? Somebody's working with Monokuma. Could be anybody. I doubt it is Tagami, though. I know that he's the obvious pick, and that means that he's probably not it. I think Tagami's a good guy. I do. I think that he's very much an anti-hero, but I do think that he is a good guy. He's playing by the rules and doing a damn good job of it, in a way that, you know, he's just strengthening the main character through his actions, and I think that's really cool. I think it's a neat idea. Just the story is coming together really well. I like the story a lot, and I'm looking forward to finishing it. I don't know when that'll be though, because this game is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. So who knows? Anyway, thanks again everybody who's come by tonight. It was a lot of fun. I've been enjoying this game a lot. I look forward to playing it some more. I don't know if I'm going to stream tomorrow. I'm thinking either Fridays or Thursday might be my day off. I was originally not going to stream, but I did promise yesterday that I'd be here today. So here I am. So, but Friday might be my day off. We'll see what happens. I think I might prefer Thursdays, but we'd have to wait till next week to start that. So, it is what it is. Anyway, thanks everybody. Hopefully we'll be back tomorrow. If I'm not back tomorrow, I will definitely be back Saturday. Same time, same station. Although on the weekends I do start a little bit earlier, probably around 4 o'clock, so I can get a couple more extra hours in, play a little bit extra. Probably play a couple different games on the weekends instead of just Danganronpa. My voice probably wouldn't be able to take it otherwise. So thanks again everybody, a lot of fun. I love you all. You're the bestest. For all you YouTube people who are watching my archives on YouTube, please be sure to like and subscribe to the videos, or like the videos and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy and are looking forward to more content coming from my streams. I do also have some stuff planned for you guys as well. So thank you again to everybody who's been watching on my YouTube as well. You're the best. Thanks to everybody who shows up for my stream. Just thanks to everybody. I love all y'all. Have a great night.